Chapter 1159. Silence reigned outside the city gate. It was so quiet that one could hear a pin drop. Hua Xianyu's eyes were moist. She was struck by Su Ruo's heartfelt words. The female disciples had different expressions on their faces. They felt that Su Ruo was cruel. Sect leader Jingxin stood at the edge of the pit. She glared at Su Ruo angrily. She didn't expect Su Ruo to change her mind so suddenly. Was she going to break their promise? Wu Xin, you better think it through. If you want to leave, I won't stop you. However, I can't guarantee that Qin Feng is still alive. Sect leader Jingxin had always been a cultivator. She had lived for more than 100 years, but she had never fallen in love. In her eyes, cultivation was the most important thing. Love would only be a stumbling block on the path of cultivation. Only people who didn't want to improve would be obsessed with love. Jing Xin imposed her thoughts on Su Ruo. In reality, she really valued Su Ruo. It was because of her love and nurturing of Su Ruo that Jing Xin would rather be the bad guy temporarily than let Qin Feng take Su Ruo away. Sect leader Jingxin, why do you have to do this? I'm staying in serenity, but my heart is always on Qin Feng. If I do this, I won't be able to focus on cultivation. I'll only let down sect leaders' expectations. What Su Ruo said was the truth. Ever since she recovered her memory, she had been thinking about Qin Feng. Su Ruo had broken through to stage 9 inner chi a few days ago, but her realm remained stagnant. Sect leader Jingxin had tried her best to help Su Ruo break through to stage 9 inner chi, but it didn't work. This is only temporary. I believe that you'll forget about Qin Feng in a few years. Do you think it's worth it for you to destroy your frigidine body and your future? Sect leader Jingxin couldn't understand Su Ruo's thoughts. Su Ruo suddenly let go of Qin Feng and stood up. She looked at Jingxin with determination in her eyes and said, Sect leader, as long as I can be with Qin Feng, I'm willing to die, let alone my strength and reputation. Su Ruo's voice was soft, but it was unquestionable. Her words fell into everyone's ears and silenced them. Sect leader Jingxin's expression changed. She looked at Su Ruo in disbelief. She couldn't understand why Su Ruo would give up her life for love. Whoosh! With a flash of pink light, Qin Feng and Su Ruo suddenly disappeared into the deep pit. In the next second, in midair, Qin Feng stood on his starry sky, flying sword, and held Su Ruo tightly in his arms. He looked at Su Ruo, who was as beautiful as a goddess, with tenderness as water. Ruo, you finally remember me. Qin Feng's voice was gentle, but it revealed an unconcealable excitement. Su Ruo's tears fell like rain. She looked up at Qin Feng and choked with sobs. Qin Feng, I'm sorry. The thing I regret the most in my life is betraying you. I'm willing to use my life to atone for my sins. Please don't blame me. Please, Su Ruo burst into tears. Just like in the Amethyst Dragon Palace. She was now a genius female disciple of the Serenity faction. She was a stage 9 inner chi expert at such a young age. She had the frosting body that only appeared once in 100 years, and she was a famous fairy in the outer world. Su Ruo had changed greatly. Her identity was reversed, but no matter what she became, no matter how powerful she became, she was still Su Ruo in Qin Feng's arms. The Su Ruo who couldn't leave Qin Feng and hoped to be protected and loved by him for the rest of her life. Ruo, I don't blame you anymore. This time, I came to take you away. I've settled your mother in the Qin Manor in the provincial capital. I'll take you back to see her. Qin Feng and Su Ruo were tightly attached to each other. With their sincere feelings, nothing could stop them. Qin Feng, go to hell. Sect leader Jingxin's angry roar came from the void. She was so angry that it burned the heavens. She waved the horsetail whisk in her hand, and several white lights flashed. Qin Feng's expression changed greatly. He pushed Su Ruo away with one palm and quickly punched the void. Thunder and tiger roars sounded in the sky, and the wind from the punches surged forward. Rumble! A loud explosion sounded. Without the increase of the killer book, Qin Feng regained the realm of stage 1 true Qi, but he was no match for sect leader Jingxin, who was at stage 4 true Qi. His body fell from the sky again and fell into the huge pit. Su Ruo was scared out of her wits. Her beautiful figure flickered, and in a moment she landed beside Qin Feng. Sect leader Jingxin followed and raised her horsetail whisk to kill Qin Feng. Sect leader Jingxin, I beg you to spare Qin Feng's life. Su Ruo knelt beside Qin Feng and firmly blocked him. Sect leader Jingxin's beautiful eyes were spitting fire. She stared at Su Ruo resentfully and said, Wu Xn, get out of my way. If you dare to block me again, I'll kill you too. Su Ruo didn't get up. From the moment she decided to stand up and acknowledge Qin Feng, Su Ruo was determined to live and die with Qin Feng. Sect leader Jingxin, if you don't kill Qin Feng, then kill your unfilial disciple too. Su Ruo knelt on the ground and didn't get up. Sect leader Jingxin, I beg you to spare junior sister Wu Xian and alliance master Qin. Huaxian, you couldn't stand it anymore, and suddenly knelt on the ground. The crowd of Serenity's female disciples were all kind-hearted. They uniformly knelt in a row. Sect leader Jingxin, I beg you to spare junior sister Wu Xian and alliance master Qin. Everyone was moved by the sincere love between Qin Feng and junior sister Wu Xian. The two of them would stick together in life and death. Even though the female disciples of Serenity had never been in love, but as young girls in the prime of their youth, their hearts were extremely thirsty for love. When everyone was pleading for junior martial sister Wuxin, weren't they also fighting for the right to obtain love for themselves? This was because Serenity strictly forbade disciples from falling in love. According to sect leader Jingxin, it was to prevent everyone from indulging in love and slacking off on their cultivation. Seeing all the disciples kneel on the ground and plead for Qin Feng and Wu Xen, sect leader Jingxin was so angry that the veins on her forehead bulged. She felt like she was deserted by everyone. You bunch of bastards, are you trying to rebel? All of you get up. Today, Qin Feng must die. If anyone dares to plead for him, don't blame me for killing them. Sect leader Jingxin was forced into a dead end by her own disciple. Her harsh words made the hearts of the girls turn cold. Everyone followed sect leader Jingxin with all their hearts. Who would have thought that sect leader Jingxin would be so stubborn and insist on separating Qin Feng and junior sister Wu Xian? Rumble. Just as sect leader Jing Xian was about to raise the horsetail whisk in her hand, a loud noise came from the void above. A golden-haired, burly man who looked like a savage descended from the sky. On his shoulder was a treasure blade that shone with a golden light. His surging genuine qi made everyone feel fear. Who are you? How dare you barge into Serenity's holy land? Leave quickly. Sect leader Jingxin's expression changed. She could feel that the person who came didn't have good intentions and was a very powerful expert. Golden Fur Lion King didn't seem to hear sect leader Jingxin's voice. After he landed, he ran to stand in front of Qin Feng. Whoosh! A pink light flashed, and Qin Feng returned to the ground with Su Ruo in his arms. Although he was hit twice, Qin Feng still stood perfectly straight. His long hair fluttered in the wind, and the purple thunder wild robe on his body flickered with electricity. It was as if nothing had happened. Old woman, since you are so stubborn, then I won't let you go. Do you really think you can look down on the heroes with your strength? I can just pull a lackey and beat you up. Qin Feng originally wanted to take Su Ruo away peacefully, but he had already released the Golden Fur Lion King. The Golden Fur Lion King was like an immovable mountain, and its entire body emitted a dignified aura. This made sect leader Jingxin feel a bit uncertain. Su Ruo and the girls finally came back to their senses. The girls looked at Golden Fur Lion King that came out of nowhere, and their hearts were in turmoil. Qin Feng, this is your subordinate. Su Ruo hugged Qin Feng's arm and sized up Golden Fur Lion King strangely. She realized that she couldn't see through Golden Fur Lion King's realm. Ruo, don't worry. My little brother is very powerful. That old woman is going to beg for mercy in a moment. Qin Feng dotingly hugged Su Ruoro. When Su Ruoro heard Qin Feng call sect leader Jingxin an old woman, she felt a little helpless, but she didn't blame Qin Feng. Compared to sect leader Jingxin, Qin Feng's position in Su Ruoro's heart was irreplaceable. Qin Feng, take Ruoro and leave quickly. We will block here first. Hua Xianyu suddenly jumped and already stood between sect leader Jingxin and Qin Feng. She planned to help Qin Feng and Su Ruoro stall for time. Sect leader Jingxin, this disciple is unfilial and offended you. Big senior sister moved out, and the group of female disciples all followed. More than 20 elite disciples lined up in a row and formed a human wall, blocking sect leader Jingxin to one side. Qin Feng and Su Ruoro were moved, but sect leader Jingxin was half dead from anger. Although Golden Fur Lion King suddenly appeared, no one was optimistic about Golden Fur Lion King. After all, sect leader Jingxin was an expert at the 4th stage of true qi. How capable could Qin Feng's little brother be? How could he beat sect leader Jingxin? You bunch of bastards, get out of my way. Sect leader Jingxin roared angrily, and true qi surged from her body. Hua Xianyu and the other girls were pressured to the point that they could not breathe, but they did not retreat. Roar, roar. You rusty little Taoist, let this old man enlighten you today. Golden Fur Lion King could not stand it anymore. He suddenly roared and rushed towards Jingxin. Thunder rumbled in the sky. The moment the Golden Fur Lion King unleashed his lion's roar, sect leader Jing Xion's expression immediately changed. The powerful aura that filled the sky made it hard for her to breathe. This golden-haired old man was obviously not simple. With just you? Dream on. Although she was a little afraid, sect leader Jingxin did not retreat. Her voice was still echoing on the ground, but her figure had already appeared several hundred meters away in the sky. Rumble. A loud sound came from high up in the sky. Golden Fur Lion King and sect leader Jingxin were engaged in an intense battle. The two of them turned into golden light and gray shadows as they flew. Their speed was so fast that it made everyone's eyes blur. You little Taoist, you're merely at the 4th stage of true qi, and you dare to be so impudent. Watch my blade. The disciples of Serenity could not see the process of the battle clearly, but they suddenly heard a thunderous roar coming from the sky. Hearing Golden Fur Lion King's fierce words, all the girls were stunned. Chapter 1160. The girls did not recognize the Golden Fur Lion King, nor did they know how powerful the Golden Fur Lion King was. In the distance, sect leader Jingxin and Golden Fur Lion King fought fiercely. Hua Xianyu and a group of female disciples surrounded Su Ruoro and Qin Feng. Alliance Master Qin, hurry up and take Ruoro away. Hua Xianyu looked at Qin Feng anxiously. Miss Xianyu, of course I'm going to take Ruoro away with me. But there's no need to rush. Let's wait for my subordinate to torture your sect leader first, Qin Feng said calmly. The Golden Fur Lion King was also a strong martial artist at the 4th level of true qi, but with his strength, it was enough to stand at the peak of the 4th level of true qi. That sect leader Jing Xian was definitely not a match for the Golden Fur Lion King. Aya, why aren't you enlightened? Your subordinate is no match for sect leader Jing Xian. Don't worry. After you leave with Ruoro, I'll bring my sisters to protect your subordinate's life. Hua Xianyu glared at Qin Feng. Even Su Ruoro was nervous. She held Qin Feng's arm tightly and said, Qin Feng, why don't we leave first? After we leave, your friend will definitely escape by himself. The girls were not optimistic about the Golden Fur Lion King, because ever since they followed sect leader Jing Xian, they had never seen their sect leader lose to anyone in a fight. Qin Feng had a helpless expression on his face. He could only smile faintly and say, I appreciate everyone's good intentions, but I still believe in my subordinate. Just wait and see. Your sect leader is going to be beaten up. Hua Xianyu and the other girls were so anxious that they stomped their feet when they saw Qin Feng's stubbornness. Su Ruoro, on the other hand, suddenly calmed down. She was extremely satisfied that she could reunite with Qin Feng and receive his forgiveness. Since Qin Feng refused to leave, Su Ruo would stay with him. Regardless of life and death, the two of them would never leave each other. Rumble. The loud noises from afar were getting louder and louder. Hua Xianyu and the other ladies were jumping around anxiously, but Qin Feng acted as if nothing had happened. He hugged Su Ruo and whispered to her as if nothing had happened. Little Taoist, is this all you've got? If you don't use your full strength, you won't have another chance. The furious roar of the golden fur Lion King came from high up in the sky, as if it was an awakened lion. At this moment, sect leader Jingxin's gray robe was in tatters. Her hair that was tied up in a bun on top of her head was scattered. She looked very disheveled. After this short exchange, sect leader Jingxin was shocked. She could be considered to have experienced golden fur Lion King strength. You savage, don't you dare behave atrociously in my serenity sect's sacred land. Whoosh! The sound of wind blew everywhere. Sect leader Jing Xin was completely enraged. True chi surged from her body, and she waved her jade-like hands in the air. Afterimages appeared on the horse-tail whisk in her hand. In an instant, sword chi that blotted out the sky and earth surged forth, forming a sword curtain that charged towards the golden fur Lion King. Voila! The girls on the ground finally saw the sect leader's attack. When the sword screen that covered the sky appeared, cries of surprise came from the ground. This is bad. Sect leader Jingxin has flipped out. Qin Feng, hurry up and take Ruo away. Your friend can't hold on any longer. Sisters, go assist that blonde old man and help junior sister Wuxin stall for time. Hua Xianyu's expression turned cold. She suddenly pulled out the soft sword from her waist and led the female disciples to prepare to fly over. When Su Ruo saw this scene, her face was filled with worry. Inner chi had already burst out from her body as if she wanted to rush over to help. Only Qin Feng's expression was indifferent. He couldn't even be bothered to look at the sky. At this moment, a loud explosion sounded, causing the ground to shake violently. Hua Xianyu and the other female disciples were so frightened that they stopped in their tracks. Rumble! Everyone looked up. The sky that was covered by the sword curtain suddenly flashed with a golden light. The golden fur Lion King was brandishing his saber in all directions at lightning speed. Every time his saber fell, he would let out a lion-like roar. The golden saber curtain surged forward and instantly cut open the sword curtain in all directions. Whoosh! The golden light disappeared in a flash. When it appeared again, Golden Fur Lion King was already standing on top of sect leader Jing Xion's head with his blade. When the blade fell, it was as if he had the power of thousands of troops and horses. Rumble! The sound of the explosion spread around sect leader Jing Xion. Before the girls could see clearly, the ground in the distance shook and a huge crater appeared. Sect leader Jing Xion seemed to have been defeated. The atmosphere immediately fell silent. All the girls had an incredulous look on their faces. The sect leader was actually defeated? This felt like a dream. Hua Xianyu and Su Ruo were still in a daze. The two girls were the clearest about sect leader Jing Xion's strength. In the entire martial arts world, there were only a handful of opponents. However, Qin Feng had casually called over a lackey to defeat the sect leader. Senior, please show mercy. Sect leader Jing Xion, are you all right? Golden Fur Lion King had already landed on the ground. He raised his dragon blade and prepared to kill Jing Xion. However, Hua Xianyu and the female disciples had already rushed over. They all stood in front of Golden Fur Lion King and begged for mercy. Golden Fur Lion King, come back. When the girls were begging for mercy, Golden Fur Lion King ignored them. Seeing that the blade was about to slash down, Qin Feng's words made him quickly stop. With a flash of golden light, Golden Fur Lion King had already disappeared into thin air, as if he had never appeared. All the girls were dumbfounded. They looked left and right for a long time, but they really couldn't find that powerful golden-haired old man. Qin Feng, where's your friend? Su Ruo was full of doubts and couldn't help but ask. Qin Feng hugged Su Ruo's small waist tightly, kissed her forehead, and said, I left first after beating him up. Su Ruo had forgotten how long it had been since Qin Feng kissed her. Suddenly being kissed, Su Ruo was so scared that her heart was in a mess. She was like a lost elk in the jungle. With a flash of pink light, Qin Feng had already carried Su Ruo to the edge of the deep pit. Hua Xianyu hurriedly stepped forward to stop Qin Feng. Alliance leader Qin, sect leader Jing Xin is heavily injured. I hope Alliance leader Qin will show mercy. You should take junior sister Wu Xin and leave now. Hua Xianyu's eyes still had traces of shock. The other female disciples were also shocked. Before, everyone didn't think Golden Fur Lion King would win. They even urged Qin Feng to quickly take junior sister Wu Xin and escape. In the end, after less than 10 minutes of fighting, sect leader Jing Xin was heavily injured and didn't even have the strength to continue fighting. Swoosh! With a flash of pink light, Qin Feng suddenly disappeared. All the Serenity disciples cried out in shock. Even Su Ruo didn't know where Qin Feng went. Oh no, sect leader Jing Xin disappeared, someone in the crowd screamed. All the girls hurriedly looked at the huge pit behind them. The sect leader who was lying down just a moment ago had already disappeared without a trace. Qin Feng, don't kill sect leader Jing Xin. Hua Xianyu suddenly woke up. She also didn't know where Qin Feng went, so she could only shout towards the sky. Su Ruo was also nervous. Although sect leader Jing Xin's action of forcibly separating her and Qin Feng was a bit extreme, Su Ruo still respected sect leader Jing Xin. Moreover, Jing Xin gave Su Ruo a second life and even trained her to become a genius female disciple of the early stage of Stage 9 Inner Qi. Qin Feng, see, can you let go of sect leader Jing Xin this time? Hua Xianyu and the other female disciple shouted for a long time, but there was no response. After Su Ruo shouted, a flash of pink light appeared in the sky. In the next moment, Qin Feng landed on the ground with Jing Xin in his hand. Everyone cried out in shock. At this moment, sect leader Jing Xin was in a sorry state. Her long robe was tattered, her hair was scattered in front of her face, and her true qi was much weaker. Her eyes were half open, and she looked like she was on the verge of death. Sect leader Jing Xin, are you okay? Su Ruo's heart suddenly softened when she saw this scene. She ran up to sect leader Jing Xin and held her in her arms. She looked at Qin Feng with a weak expression and said, Qin Feng, sect leader Jing Xin has treated me well. Can you not kill her? Qin Feng's anger was monstrous, but now he gradually calmed down. Although Jing Xin was stubborn, she did save Su Ruo's life and trained her. If Qin Feng really killed Jing Xin in front of Su Ruo, it would definitely leave a knot in Su Ruo's heart. Qin, what's so great about you? The one who defeated me was that lion head, not you. Since I've fallen into your hands, you can kill me if you want. In any case, Jing Xin was the sect leader of Serenity, one of the 5 hidden hegemons. Even when faced with the danger of death, her cold and arrogant aura didn't fade. Sect leader Jing Xin, please don't say any more. Serenity can't do without you. Hua Xianyu was extremely anxious. She ran over and started to persuade the sect leader. The other female disciples also gathered around. The best result everyone wanted was for Qin Feng to take junior sister Wuxin away and for sect leader Jing Xin to be safe. Looking at the group of female disciples pleading for mercy, sect leader Jing Xin's face was still cold, but she felt a little warm in her heart. She didn't dote on these disciples for nothing. At first, she thought they would be deserted, but after calming down, sect leader Jing Xin gradually understood everyone's actions. Qin Feng couldn't kill sect leader Jing Xin under the obstruction of the women, and he couldn't do it. He immediately stood up, looked down at sect leader Jing Xin, and said, Jing Xin, I'll take Ruo away today. In the future, Ruo and you will still be master and disciple. I hope you can stop now. If you come and obstruct my relationship with Ruo in the future, I will kill you. Qin Feng's body surged with true qi. His voice was like thunder, and no one could shake the prestige of the Alliance Master of Wulin. Hua Xianyu and the other female disciples were inexplicably nervous. Even sect leader Jing Xian was a little afraid of Qin Feng at this moment. She realized that she had underestimated Qin Feng's strength. For example, that powerful lion head was Qin Feng's underling. Wu Xin is unfilial and abandoned serenity to follow a man. In the future, our relationship as master and disciple will be severed. Jing Xian, will pretend I never took this disciple, and serenity is not allowed to mention Wu Xin's name. Sect leader Jing Xian always had a stubborn temper. Although she was very reluctant, she couldn't put down her face. These words made Hua Xianyu and the other female disciples feel melancholy. Su Ruoro was also full of desolation. However, everyone let out a sigh of relief because Jing Xian's words accepted the fact that Su Ruoro and Qin Feng left. If it's severed, then so be it. In the future, Ruoro will advance by leaps and bounds and stand at the peak of Wulin. At that time, don't beg to reconcile with Ruoro. Qin Feng was extremely angry. He hugged Su Ruoro and glared at Jing Xian. Chapter 1161. Qin Feng and Su Ruoro left Serenity. At this moment, the two of them were standing in front of the base of Hero City. Seeing that the Starlight sect had become Hero City, Su Ruoro was filled with emotion. Serenity and the Starlight sect were considered allies. Qin Feng, this city is yours now, right? Su Ruoro tightly hugged Qin Feng's arm and obediently nestled at his chest. Ever since she left Serenity, Su Ruoro had returned to normal. No matter how strong she was now, or how outstanding her looks were, she was still the Su Ruoro from a year ago. She still treated Qin Feng as her everything. Qin Feng looked at the familiar Su Ruoro in his arms and felt as if a lifetime had passed. He hugged her waist tightly and said softly, "That's right. I founded a sect called the Hero Alliance. Now, the Hero Alliance has two bases. The main base is at Acropolis City's mountain resort. Your big sister Ying, Bai Qing, and big sister Yuchun are all there. The other base is the base in front of us. This used to be the Starlight Gate, but I took it. Qin Feng and Su Ruoro hadn't seen each other for almost a year, and many things had happened between them. Now they stood outside the city, hugging each other as if they had endless things to talk about. Su Ruoro suddenly raised her head and looked at Qin Feng with a serious expression. Qin Feng, I'll stay in Hero City from now on. I'll help you develop. In the past, it was Qin Feng who took care of Su Ruoro. Now that Su Ruoro was powerful, she wanted to do something for Qin Feng. Qin Feng originally wanted Su Ruoro to go to Acropolis City because all the women were there and she wouldn't be lonely. However, seeing Su Ruoro's determined expression, Qin Feng went along with her. "Master, you're back." A cry came from within the city. Suddenly, a scream came from inside the city gate. A white shadow flashed, and Shaoli ran out excitedly. Just as she reached Qin Feng, her smile froze. She looked at Su Ruoro in Qin Feng's arms and didn't know what to say. "Shaoli, how has Hero City been?" A few days ago, when Qin Yi betrayed Acropolis City, Qin Feng hurriedly left Shaoli here to take care of Hero City. Shaoli pouted and said, "Master, don't worry. The base here is very good. By the way, Master, I caught a female traitor. Do you want to interrogate her now?" When Qin Feng heard about the female traitor, he didn't ask Shaoli about that person's identity. It was as if he had already guessed who the traitor was. Su Ruoro had already crawled out of Qin Feng's embrace. She shyly extended her hand to Shaoli and said, "Hello, Shaoli. I'm Qin Feng's girlfriend, Su Ruoro." Shaoli suddenly froze. She never thought that Su Ruoro would take the initiative to greet her. In reality, Shaoli had known Su Ruoro for a long time. However, at that time, Su Ruoro was still Wu Xin, the genius female disciple of Serenity. Shaoli also learned about the relationship between Qin Feng and Su Ruoro. He knew that this woman was very favored by Master Qin Feng. Originally, Xiaoli felt like he had no status in front of Su Ruoro. He even thought that he would suppress her just like how Dong Fangqing Shui suppressed him. However, Xiaoli quickly realized that he was overthinking. Su Ruoro was really a good girl. Hello, Oro. I've heard about you from Master a long time ago. Congratulations on getting back together with Master. Xiaoli smiled and held Su Ruoro's hand tightly. Su Ruoro looked at Qin Feng, and her heart was filled with gratitude. Previously, Qin Feng was worried that Su Ruoro would be lonely in this space. But now he dispelled that thought. This was because Xiaoli and Su Ruoro were holding hands and chatting with each other as soon as they met. It was as if they were good sisters who hadn't seen each other for many years. Hero City was in full swing, and it was a scene of blooming flowers blooming. Other than the disciples of the Starlight sect who joined Hero City after they were subdued, many disciples of the outer and inner hidden sects were also in Hero City. Alliance Leader Qin, you're back. I heard that you've led the outer martial world and the Dragon sect to annihilate the Verdant sect. You're so awesome. Alliance Leader Qin, why didn't you announce the secret order earlier? A few days ago, we were in seclusion in the Immortal Ascension Cave, and we just came out today. When we heard that you attacked the Verdant sect, we regretted it so much that our intestines turned green. Qin Feng was the king of Hero City and the leader of the outer martial world. As soon as he walked into Hero City, people crowded around him and greeted him. Heroes from all over the world were gathered here. Everyone was complaining and regretting that they had missed the great battle to annihilate the Verdant sect's heretic cultivators. After chatting with the crowd for a while, Qin Feng brought Su Ruoro and Xiaoli to the Immortal Ascension Cave. According to Xiaoli, the captured female traitor was locked up in the storage room of the Immortal Ascension Cave. Master, you're wise. You've already discovered that there's something wrong with this old hag. Just as I expected, she took advantage of Master's absence to poison everyone's food. Fortunately, I've been keeping an eye on her. Otherwise, she would have succeeded. Xiaoli was excited as soon as he entered the storage room in the Immortal Ascension Cave. The cave was dozens of square meters in size, and it was filled with all kinds of cultivation resources left behind by the Starlight sect. A woman was tied up in the middle of the hall. She was none other than Elder Qianhuan Tong of Ice Lake Mountain. Yo, my old lover is here. You and I are already intimate. I didn't expect you to find someone to guard against me. You're really something. As soon as Qin Feng entered, Elder Qianhuan Tong threw her head back and laughed loudly. Xiaoli and Su Ruoro raised their brows slightly. They didn't understand what this woman was thinking. She was still so arrogant after being caught poisoning people. Qin Feng's expression was indifferent. He wasn't surprised to see Elder Qianhuan Tong at all. When Elder Qianhuan Tong took the initiative to join the Heroes Alliance's base, Qin Feng already knew that this woman didn't come with good intentions. Elder Qianhuan Tong, why do you have to do this? You know my strength and influence very well. Why do you have to go against me? Qin Feng fell helpless towards Elder Qianhuan Tong. Back then, because this woman kidnapped Dongfang Qin Shui in River Central Demon City, Qin Feng raped her in a rage. If Qin Feng killed Elder Qianhuan Tong now, he really couldn't bring himself to do it. Our Alliance Master Qin is really romantic. He went out for a trip and brought back a little beauty. If I'm not wrong, this is Serenity's genius female disciple, Wu Xin, right? Alliance Master Qin is surrounded by young and beautiful women. Are you tired of me and want to kill me now? After Elder Qianhuan Tong was captured, she didn't look nervous at all. She seemed to have changed into a different person, and her words were filled with jealousy. Su Ruoro and Xiao Li's brows furrowed even tighter. The two women thought that there was something wrong with this old woman's heart. Qin Feng's expression also turned cold. He said, Elder Qianhuan Tong, I don't want to kill you. I'll let you go today, but you're not allowed to take half a step into Hero City in the future. If you dare to go against me again, I won't forgive you. Alliance Master Qin, you really don't recognize me after pulling up your pants. You were very wild when you played with me, but now that you're tired of playing with me, you're kicking me away? If you have the ability, then let me go. I'll kill people from the Heroes Alliance every day from now on. Elder Qian Huantong seemed to have changed into a different person. As the great elder of Ice Lake Mountain, she used to be a cold, arrogant, and noble existence. But now, she was like a crazy woman. Su Ruoro and Xiaoli suddenly looked at Qin Feng. Xiaoli saw Qin Feng rape Elder Qian Huantong in Devil City with her own eyes. When she recalled the wild scene at that time, her charming face blushed. However, Su Ruoro didn't know about this. Her big eyes were filled with astonishment. She didn't think that Qin Feng would play with Elder Qian Huantong. Although this woman's appearance and skin looked like an 18-year-old girl, she was said to be in her 60s or 70s. Qin Feng was really fierce. Ahem, you damn Taoist nun, don't talk nonsense. Otherwise, I won't be polite. Qin Feng's face instantly turned red. He had just reconciled with Su Ruoro, and he was afraid that Elder Qian Huantong would scare her away. Seeing Qin Feng's nervous expression, Elder Qian Huantong laughed even more crazily. Huh, I'm talking nonsense? Do you want me to tell you all the details so that Alliance Master Qin can remember? That night at the restaurant in Chuan Central Devil City, you pounced on me and stripped me like a wild beast. Qin Feng felt that Elder Qian Huantong had really gone crazy. Without waiting for her to finish, Qin Feng immediately pulled Su Ruoro and Xiaoli away. With a flash of pink light, he brought the two women to the entrance of the Celestial Ascension Cave in the blink of an eye. Ruoro, Xiaoli, go take a stroll elsewhere. I'll interrogate that old Taoist nun alone. Qin Feng pretended to be calm as he looked at the two women. Xiaoli held back her laughter, and her charming face turned red. Su Ruoro was also amused. She didn't care that Qin Feng had a relationship with another woman. When she first met Qin Feng, he was already this dissolute. Master, then you go. I'll take Ruoro for a stroll. Xiaoli held back her laughter and helped her master solve the problem. Su Ruoro's beautiful eyes twinkled with a smile. She said, then hurry up. Don't be crazy for too long. I'll miss you. Su Ruoro threw a meaningful sentence and left with Xiaoli in her arms. Qin Feng was dazed for a while at the cave entrance. This Ruoro has also learned bad things. When Qin Feng returned to the cave, Elder Qian Huantong had reverted to her original ice-cold demeanor. She confused Qin Feng. Old woman, why did you poison me? There's no deep hatred between us, right? Qin Feng glared at Qian Huantong and questioned her. Elder Qian Huantong's hands and legs were tied behind her. She raised her head and glared at Qin Feng coldly. No deep hatred? Qin Feng, you forcefully took my chastity. My hatred is greater than killing me. Elder Qian Huantong purposely exposed Qin Feng's scandal in front of Su Ruoro and Xiaoli. Now that Qin Feng was alone, she naturally didn't need to put on an act in front of Qin Feng. Speaking of this, Qin Feng's face turned red. However, he pretended to be calm and said, there's a reason why you did that. First, you kidnapped Dongfang Qing Shui. Second, you wanted to kill me. Fortunately, I'm powerful enough to turn defeat into victory. Then, that's your punishment for wanting to kill me. If someone else dared to do that, I would have killed them long ago. You should rejoice. Qin Feng's words were so shameless that even he felt a bit embarrassed. Chapter 1162. Qin Feng was frightened. This was her 60 years of integrity. No, it was her chastity. How was he going to compensate her? Ahem. I'll let you go this time. Leave now and stay in your Ice Lake Mountain. Qin Feng was a bit scared and prepared to untie Qian Huan Child. Don't let me go. If you let go of my rope, I'll go out and kill people immediately. Qian Huan Child suddenly yelled, as if she was about to vent all her pent-up anger. Qin Feng was stunned and didn't understand this old woman. Can I let you go? Do I have to kill you to feel good? Since you don't know how to repent, then I'll kill you now. Qin Feng's face turned cold. He wanted to scare the Thousand Illusion Child and scare the old woman away. Qian Huan Child wasn't afraid at all. She stubbornly raised her head, revealing her white, slender neck and delicate collarbone. Kill me. Kill your child in my stomach too. Caw. Qin Feng's floating moon's morn suddenly fell to the ground, along with his eyes and chin. Qin Fen was scared to death. Was this old woman telling the truth? Qian Huanchild secretly observed Qin Fen's expression. Seeing that Qin Fen was dumbfounded by her lies, she felt the thrill of revenge. Qian Huanchild continued to lie. Why aren't you doing it? Hurry up and kill us. Qin Fen didn't know if she was telling the truth, so he couldn't do it. He grabbed Qian Huanchild's wrist, and his expression changed. You old woman, how dare you play with me? I'll kill you. As a divine doctor of China, Qin Fen knew that Qian Huanchild was lying after checking her pulse. Furious, he grabbed Moon's Morn and was about to strike again. This time, the Thousand Illusion Child stood there motionlessly. No one knew what he was thinking. The sword light was already hovering above the Thousand Illusion Child's head, but Qin Fen suddenly stopped. Go! I won't kill you. Qin Fen waved his hand, and Moon's sorrow disappeared. He stood with his back to Thousand Illusion Child, no longer looking at him. Qian Huanchild's rope had been cut by Qin Fen. She looked at Qin Fen's back strangely. She thought Qin Fen would really kill Qian Huanchild when she sensed the aura of death. However, Qin Fen stopped. This made Qian Huanchild feel a surge of warmth. Qin Fen, you want to let me go, right? I'm going to kill that Suruo Ro right now. Old Thousand Illusion Child turned into a black shadow and disappeared. She didn't know why she had to go against Qin Fen, but if she didn't do so, she would have nowhere to vent her frustrations. Whoosh! With a flash of pink light, Qin Fen returned to the cave with Thousand Illusion Child's body. Suruo Ro was Qin Feng's reverse scale. He was instantly enraged. He threw Thousand Illusion Child to the ground and shouted fiercely, Old woman, if you dare to cause trouble again, I won't forgive you. Elder Qian Huan Tong's temper flared. They were both women who had been played by Qin Fen. What right did Qin Fen have to pamper Suruo Ro so much? Why was he so fierce to her? If you want to kill her, then do it. If you don't dare to, then don't stop me. I'm going to kill that little slut. Old Thousand Illusion Child didn't retreat. It was as if she was determined to die. Qin Fen was helpless against this old woman. His figure flashed, and the long sword in his hand disappeared. He hugged Elder Thousand Illusion Child. Woman, you're being unreasonable. Then this elder will use a special method to punish you. Just as Qin Fen finished speaking, the sound of ripping clothes came from the cave. Elder Thousand Illusion Child's eyes were filled with shock. When she came to her senses, she discovered that her Taoist robe had been torn to shreds. Qin Fen, you bastard, let go of me. Elder Thousand Illusion Child's anger soared to the heavens. She didn't think Qin Fen would dare to use force. However, Elder Thousand Illusion Child was no longer Qin Fen's match. No matter how she struggled, she couldn't break free from Qin Fen's embrace. That long-lost wildness attacked her again. Elder Thousand Illusion Child's struggle gradually disappeared. Suddenly, Elder Thousand Illusion Child stopped resisting. She hugged Qin Fen tightly and shouted, Go down, I want to be on top. The sounds in the cave were unceasing. Many martial artists cultivating in the Immortal Ascension Cave were frightened. Suruo Ro and Shaoli walked around Hero City and came back just in time to see Qin Fen and Elder Thousand Illusion Child walk out of the cave together. Elder Thousand Illusion Child changed into a new Taoist robe. The red glow on her face did not fade. Shaoli and Suruo Ro immediately understood what happened. Qin Fen. Suruo Ro had just reunited with Qin Fen today. She didn't want to leave Qin Fen at all. Now that they were back, she immediately ran to Qin Fen's side and hugged his arm. Elder Thousand Illusion Child kept her head lowered. She seemed to be a bit embarrassed. Suruo Ro and Shaoli felt that this woman had changed greatly. However, they couldn't tell how. Master, what are you guys doing? Shaoli looked at Qin Fen and Elder Thousand Illusion Child in astonishment. Didn't this woman almost poison him? Master didn't seem to punish her. Qin Fen understood Xiao Li's thoughts. He waved his hand and said, What happened in the past is in the past. In the future, Ruo Ro and Elder Thousand Illusion Child will stay in Hero City. You three women will help me develop and expand Hero City. Qin Fen's words made Suruo Ro and Xiao Li exclaim in their hearts. Elder Thousand Illusion Child was a woman who poisoned him. Now that Qin Fan said he believed Elder Thousand Illusion Child, the two women were a bit worried. Elder Thousand Illusion Child naturally saw through the two women's thoughts, but she didn't say anything. Just now, Qin Fan's ferocity and wildness completely conquered Elder Thousand Illusion Child. Before, Elder Thousand Illusion Child hated Qin Fan because she was raped by Qin Fan. However, she thought it through now. She gained by following Qin Fan, the young and promising alliance master. Elder Thousand Illusion Child, go and rest first, Qin Fan suddenly said. Elder Thousand Illusion Child hugged Qin Fan's arm and said reluctantly, I'm not tired. I'll stay with you a bit longer. Qin Fan's expression suddenly turned cold. He said angrily, I told you to rest, so go. Are you not going to listen to me? Qin Fan's sudden anger scared Su Ruoro and Shaoli. However, Elder Thousand Illusion Child wasn't angry at all. She even smiled, all right, I'm going to rest. Why are you so fierce? Annoying. Elder Thousand Illusion Child was a 60-year-old Taoist nun, but she displayed the shyness and coquettishness of a 16-year-old girl. Su Ruoro and Shaoli Lei were charred on the outside and tender on the inside. As he watched Elder Thousand Illusion Child quickly leave, Qin Fan secretly wiped his cold sweat. He was scared to death by this old woman's change. After the fight in the cave, Elder Thousand Illusion Child became like this. She was completely obedient to Qin Fan. Qin Fan forced himself to stay calm, so he was a bit scared. After Thousand Illusion Child left, Qin Fan told Shaoli to leave as well. Then, he accompanied Su Ruoro as they strolled around Hero City. It had been a long time since the two of them had been so carefree, and it felt a bit surreal. Qin Fan, you've changed so much in 1 year. How did you go from a hedonistic young master to the alliance master of martial arts? Su Ruoro was like an innocent and cute little girl. She always had endless questions. Qin Fan hugged Su Ruoro's slender waist tightly and answered all her questions patiently. After telling his story, Qin Fan asked about Su Ruoro. After learning that Su Ruoro had been cultivating in seclusion and serenity for the past year and had not suffered much, Qin Fan finally felt relieved. By the way, Ruoro, do you know the addresses of the inner hidden sects? Qin Fan came to the outer martial world to find Su Ruoro and punish those arrogant inner hidden sections. While the outer hidden sects, the Dragon Sect, and the Chinese clans were fighting a bloody battle at the Verdant Sect, these inner hidden sects pretended not to see the golden light of the secret order. This made Qin Fan very angry. After I joined Serenity, sect leader Jingxin brought me to many inner hidden sections. I have a general understanding of them. Su Ruoro nodded. That's good. I'll call a martial art conference tomorrow morning. If these inner hidden sects don't come to suffer, I'll have to pay them a visit myself. Qin Fan said coldly. Su Ruoro could feel the anger in Qin Fan's heart. She nervously grabbed Qin Fan's arm and asked, Qin Fan, are you going to make an enemy of the inner hidden sects? I'm not making an enemy of them. They're the ones who want to make an enemy of me. I issued a secret order to annihilate the Verdant Sect, and all the inner hidden sects turned a blind eye to it. If I don't teach them a lesson, they won't know their place. Qin Fan said resolutely. Su Ruoro was no longer the weak and timid Su Ruoro from before. She was now an expert at the early stage of Stage 9 Inner Chi. Although the early stage of Stage 9 Inner Chi was nothing in the outer martial world, Su Ruoro was still younger than Qin Fan. I've just heard about the secret order of the martial world. When everyone was besieging the evil cultivators of the Green Sect, I was locked in the attic by sect leader Jing Xan to stabilize my strength. Otherwise, I would have gone with senior sister Xianyu. We can't let these evil cultivators go so easily. Su Ruoro looked at Qin Fan guiltily. She regretted not fighting alongside Qin Fan. Qin Fan hugged Su Ruoro tightly. Suddenly, he lowered his head and kissed her alluring lips. It had been almost a year since they parted. Although they had met a few times during that time, Su Ruoro's memory was no longer there. It was impossible for Qin Fan to even hold her hand. Now, The two of them were hugging each other tightly, enjoying the fragrant flowers and green willows. They wished that time would stop at this moment. Chin Fun, I want it too. Su Ruoro couldn't help but bite Chin Fun's ear as the kiss deepened. Chin Fun stared at the charming and tender Su Ruoro in his arms. He wanted nothing more than to end it on the spot. However, he quickly calmed himself down. Su Ruoro had just regained her memory, and the two of them were reunited. Chin Fun wanted to give each other some time to relive their old memories. You little pervert. You become bad. Chin Fun moved his lips away and smiled at Su Ruoro. A blush appeared on Su Ruoro's delicate and flawless face. She pounded Chin Feng's chest and complained, "You did that with Thousand Mountain Tonglao earlier, and I took the initiative to ask. Why you still say such things?" Chin Fun was amused by Su Ruoro's bashful expression. However, he pretended to be ignorant and said, "What's wrong with me and Thousand Illusion Child? Nothing happened between us. By the way, Ruoro, the Immortal Ascension Cave we're in is a good place. It has the Earth Core Formation and the Spirit Gathering Formation. Let's go there and cultivate." Chapter 1163. Chin Feng and Su Ruoro cultivated in the Immortal Ascension Cave for an entire night. The Immortal Ascension Cave had the Earth Core Formation and the Spirit Gathering Formation, so the density of the Spirit Chi was 60 times higher than the outside world. The two of them cultivated for 12 hours, which was equivalent to cultivating for 30 days and nights in the outside world. In one night, the two's strength had increased by leaps and bounds. Su Ruoro had completely stabilized her cultivation at the early stage of Stage 9 Inner Chi and was showing signs of breaking through to the middle stage. Chin Feng, on the other hand, had reached the peak of Stage 1 True Chi and was about to break through to Stage 2 True Chi at any time. Chin Feng, this place is really amazing. The concentration of spiritual energy here is even higher than the seclusion pavilion of serenity. I'll come here to cultivate every day when you're not here. After a night of cultivation, the spiritual chi in Su Ruoro's body became even more abundant. She was like a fairy that had descended from the heavens. Every frown and smile of hers carried a sense of spirituality. Chin Feng was mesmerized by the scene and couldn't help but pull Su Ruoro into his arms and kiss her a few times. Su Ruoro didn't have any feelings for other men, but she was very easily aroused by Chin Feng. After a few kisses, Chin Feng made her feel hot all over. "You're so annoying. Every time you get me up, you don't want to continue. Are you trying to piss me off?" Su Ruoro whined coquettishly and complained to Chin Feng. Chin Feng grinned evilly as he groped all over her body. He liked to see Su Ruoro's bashful and charming appearance. After fooling around for a while, the two of them left the Immortal Ascension Cave. Today, Chin Feng had important matters to attend to. It was time to suppress the inner hidden sections. "Master, Ruoro." Shaoli had been waiting outside the cave for a long time with breakfast in his hands. When he saw the two of them come out, Shaoli immediately went to greet them. "Shaoli, how are the preparations?" Last night, Chin Feng handed the matters of the martial arts conference over to Shaoli to arrange. Shaoli was Chin Feng's right-hand man. Everything was done appropriately. "Master, the representatives of the outer hidden sects have arrived. Some people from the inner hidden sects have also arrived. As for those arrogant inner hidden sects, I've already sent out a notice on behalf of Master. They have to arrive at noon today. Otherwise, they'll have to bear the consequences." Chin Feng's expression had already become dignified, and Shaoli's expression was also cold. Su Ruoro knew that Chin Feng had to suppress those arrogant inner hidden sects today, so she was more or less worried about Chin Feng. However, Su Ruoro wasn't afraid. If the inner hidden sects really wanted to become enemies with Chin Feng, she would fight to the death with Chin Feng. "All right, let's go there now." Chin Feng and the other two arrived at the gate of Hero City. A large group of martial artists had already gathered outside the gate, and most of them were the representatives of the hidden sections. When they saw Chin Feng, the crowd instantly let out screams and cheers. "Alliance Leader Chin, we meet again. Alliance Master Chin, the last time you led everyone to conquer the Verdant Sect, It was a great battle. If there's another battle like this again, you must call us the Shaolin Temple. Last time, Alliance Master Qin released the secret order of the martial arts world, and the entire martial arts world was moved. However, some of the hidden sects are arrogant, and they actually ignore the tradition of the martial arts world that has been passed down for thousands of years. It's really infuriating. Everyone was talking about all kinds of things. Qin Feng was old friends with these people from the outer hidden sects. He smiled calmly and said, "Everyone, please be quiet. I've gathered everyone here for the Martial Circle Conference because there are two things I want to discuss." As soon as Qin Feng opened his mouth, his voice rumbled like thunder. Everyone immediately quieted down and stared at Qin Feng. "First, I want to thank all the heroes of the martial arts world for killing the enemies and eliminating the evil cultivators of the verdant sect. As the leader of the martial arts world, I would like to welcome all of you on behalf of myself and the Hero Alliance." "Great. Alliance Master Qin is a man of character. Let's not go home until we're drunk. The martial arts world of China has existed for thousands of years, and there have been many leaders of the martial arts world. However, the one I admire the most is Alliance Master Qin. Although Alliance Master Qin is young, his way of doing things is heartwarming. In the future, under the leadership of Alliance Master Qin, the martial arts world will definitely reach its peak." Everyone was moved and excited when they heard that Qin Feng had specially held a wedding banquet to welcome all of them. Their cheers and cheers were so loud that the gates of Hero City almost collapsed. Qin Feng respected these brave and unyielding heroes very much, and he was happy to see everyone happy. When the surroundings quieted down again, Qin Feng continued, "Then, the second thing I want to discuss is a very serious matter. During the siege of the 36 bases of the verdant sect, the internal hidden sects, as part of the martial arts world of China, ignored the existence of the secret order of the martial arts world. While everyone was fighting a bloody battle, they were living a free and unfettered life in their sections. I'm sure everyone is dissatisfied with this matter, but they can't do anything to the internal hidden sects due to their lack of strength. As the leader of the martial arts world, I, Qin Feng, am not an incompetent person." The news of the celebration banquet had excited the crowd, but the news of the crusade against the internal hidden sects had stirred up a commotion among the crowd. In the past, everyone had looked down on Qin Feng, thinking that he was young and incapable. However, after constantly interacting with him, everyone was convinced by Qin Feng's character and faith. Such a leader of the martial arts circle was the leader of the martial arts circle in everyone's eyes. "Alliance Master Qin, what you said made everyone feel so good. It's one thing for the internal hidden sects to be so arrogant, but they even pretended to be arrogant in this matter. We must suppress them. Alliance Master Qin, on behalf of the Shaolin Temple, I'm willing to go with you to crusade against the internal hidden sects." UNG, the sect leader of the Shaolin Temple, said excitedly. "The Immerse sect is also willing to go with us." The outer hidden sects had followed Qin Feng for a long time. Now, no matter what Qin Feng wanted to do, everyone would support him. Moreover, Qin Feng's thoughts were always in line with everyone's thoughts. He was the representative of the outer hidden sections. Qin Feng looked at his phone. There was still half an hour before noon. "Don't worry, everyone. This time, I'll be the one who will lead the crusade against the internal hidden sections. I promise that I'll give everyone a satisfactory answer. It's 11:30 now. If the internal hidden sects don't show up at noon sharp, I'll definitely visit them one by one." Qin Feng's voice was like thunder, as if it came from beyond the 9 heavens. That was more than half of the internal hidden sections. Their strength was so great that the outer hidden sects did not even dare to imagine it. Before this, no one dared to say that they would crusade against the internal hidden sections. Even if they did, they would just treat it as a joke or a boast. However, when Qin Feng said it in front of everyone, no one doubted his words. Time passed by. The crowd waited outside Hero City, suppressing their excitement. If the internal hidden sects still did not show up at noon, there would be a good show to watch. "Old sweetheart, did you miss me?" A pleasant voice came from the back of the crowd. Everyone quickly made way for the voice and looked behind them. They saw Elder Qianhuan Tong rushing over with a large group of Ice Lake Mountain disciples. Elder Qianhuan Tong was the great elder of Ice Lake Mountain. She was at the peak of Stage 9 Inner Qi and was famous in the outer martial world. Many people knew about her, and they also knew that she was in her 60s. However, at this moment, Elder Qianhuan Tong was like a 16-year-old girl running to Qin Feng and acting like a spoiled child. Ahem, you old Taoist nun, be serious. Qin Feng was drenched in cold sweat. He was not this nervous even when he was fighting against Ling Chongkong, who was at stage 4 True Qi, or when he led the group to kill the evil cultivators from the Verdant sect. This old hag was an old demon. Io, we're already skin to skin. Why are you still so mean to me? Moreover, I've recruited half of Ice Lake Mountain's disciples to join you. You must reward me well tonight. Ever since Elder Qianhuan Tong decided to follow Qin Feng, she wholeheartedly supported Qin Feng. She didn't care about Qin Feng's attitude. She hugged Qin Feng in front of everyone and acted like a spoiled child. Everyone's eyeballs and jaws dropped to the ground. They all heard that Alliance Master Qin was the #1 hedonistic young master in Acropolis City before he became famous, but they didn't expect Alliance Master Qin to have such a wide range of tastes. Qin Feng's face turned red. He was really scared of Elder Qianhuan Tong. He pretended to be calm and looked at the 100 disciples that Elder Qianhuan Tong brought with her. Is Ice Lake Mountain not going to come? You brought a group of disciples to join us? Qin Feng still didn't understand Elder Qianhuan Tong's intention. Elder Qianhuan Tong hugged Qin Feng tightly and said with a smile, "That old hag of Ice Lake Mountain can't see the situation clearly. She's rusty. She doesn't want Ice Lake Mountain's disciples to come, so I brought a group of disciples with me as the first elder." Then, some disciples saw Alliance Master Qin's strength and power and came to join us. Now, we're no longer Ice Lake Mountain's people. We'll all belong to Alliance Master Qin. Ice Lake Mountain's disciples were all female, and there were many outstanding beauties among them. After hearing Elder Qianhuan Tong's meaningful words, Qin Feng couldn't stay calm. Ahem, Qin Feng, you're the leader of the martial arts world. Don't think about nonsense all day long. Su Ruo couldn't stand it anymore. She suddenly pinched Qin Feng's back and glared at him with a pout. Qin Feng hastily withdrew his thoughts. He hugged Su Ruo tightly in his arms and stroked her back. Then, he looked at the crowd and said, "Today, Elder Qianhuan Tong brought Ice Lake Mountain's disciples to join me. From now on, these disciples will be members of the Hero Alliance and will have nothing to do with Ice Lake Mountain." In just a few minutes, Qin Feng's Hero Alliance had gained 100 elite disciples, and his strength had increased tremendously. At this moment, a few more groups of people rushed over. The first to arrive were a dozen beautiful women in purple gowns. They descended from the sky like fairies. Alliance Master Qin, Taoist Nun Zixia, the Zixia sect master, is here to visit you with her inner disciples. The women landed on the ground and lined up in 3 orderly rows. They bowed and greeted Qin Feng. Qin Feng didn't know much about the inner hidden sections. Su Ruo and Elder Qianhuan Tong, who were standing on either side of him, whispered into his ears, "Honey, if the 5 hidden hegemons are considered first-rate inner hidden sects, then even if Zixia sect is a third-rate sect, it only recruits female disciples. It's said that the inner disciples' martial arts skills aren't high, but each of them is prettier than the other. Honey, since you're so fierce, do you want to pick a few to serve you?" Chapter 1164. Elder Qianhuan Tong didn't mind, but Su Ruo disagreed. Su Ruo knew Qin Feng better than Elder Qianhuan Tong. Qin Feng had already built a large harem in Hero City. If she allowed him to do whatever he wanted in the martial world, Qin Feng could build a kingdom of women. Don't talk nonsense. Qin Feng is taking in disciples, not women. You can't take in random people. Su Ruo angrily pinched Qin Feng's waist again. Qin Feng felt sullen. Elder Qianhuan Tong said this, so why did she pinch him? TCH, Qin Feng is the Alliance Master of the martial world. Taking in more women will reflect his high and noble status. Moreover, aren't female disciples supposed to undress and warm the bed for the sect master? Elder Qian Huan Tong disagreed with Su Ruo's point of view. This was the first time Qin Feng felt that Elder Qian Huan Tong was a good woman, especially her comprehension and high level of thinking. He should let other women learn from her. However, Qin Feng could only sigh inwardly. He couldn't say in front of Su Ruo, "Go away. Qin Feng is my man. What does it have to do with you? What right do you have to control Qin Feng's thoughts?" Even a kind and generous woman like Su Ruo was angered by Elder Qian Huan Tong's twisted logic. She pulled Qin Feng to the side. Elder Qian Huan Tong chuckled and followed them. She hugged Qin Feng again and said, "Who said Alliance Master Qin has nothing to do with me? He conquered me in the cave yesterday. As for you, I can tell that you're still a virgin. Do you know how powerful Alliance Master Qin is?" Elder Qian Huan Tong was a conservative woman. However, after becoming Qin Feng's woman, she didn't care so much. Anyway, she only said flirtatious words to her man. She wasn't afraid of what others would think if they heard it. Su Ruo glared at Qin Feng angrily. She shook off Qin Feng's arm and began to sulk. The audience was dumbfounded. Didn't Alliance Master Qin want to suppress the hidden sects? So he was recruiting female servants? Ahem. Alliance Master Qin, the reason I brought my disciples here today is to form an alliance with the Hero Alliance. I'm really sorry about what happened a few days ago when Alliance Master Qin led the heroes of the Central Plains to besiege the Verdant sect. At that time, I was in seclusion to make a breakthrough, and the disciples of the Verdant sect didn't dare to act rashly without my permission. Please punish me, Alliance Master Qin. Qin Feng and the two women were flirting with each other. The people of Zixia sect stood there for a long time, but no one paid any attention to them. Qin Feng was embarrassed for a while. He quickly said sternly, "Since there is a reason for this, then I will spare your Zixia sect this once." "Thank you, Alliance Master Qin." The people of Zixia sect retreated in fear, and they all breathed a sigh of relief. Following that, a few more sects came up. All of them were from the inner hidden sections. The Seven Mountains Monastery is here to pay a visit. Alliance leader Qin is mighty, and may you live as long as the heavens. Elder Qian Huan Tong began to introduce the Seven Mountain Monastery to Qin Feng. This Seven Mountain Monastery was a second-rate inner hidden sect. Its strength was only below that of the inner hidden five hegemons. The disciples of the Profound North faction are here to greet Alliance leader Qin. The Profound North faction was a third-rate faction, which was slightly weaker than the other hidden factions. The disciples of the Longevity sect are here to greet Alliance leader Qin. The disciples of the Qi Mountain are here to greet Alliance leader Qin. Seeing that Qin Feng's deadline was approaching at midnight, the number of inner hidden sects that came to join Qin Feng gradually increased. However, most of these sects were third- or fourth-rate inner hidden sects. They were usually bullied by the inner hidden sections. Ice Lake Mountain, Immortal Cloud sect, and Serenity sect of the inner hidden five hegemons didn't come. A large number of second-rate inner hidden sects didn't come either. They were really arrogant. Alliance leader Qin, it's 12 o'clock. Let's kill them and kill those arrogant bastards. Everyone was helping Qin Feng look at the time. This group of martial artists, who were dressed in ancient clothing, carried large sabers and long swords on their waists or in their hands, were all looking at the time on their phones. The scene was extremely strange. The hearts of the inner hidden sects that came to join Qin Feng were beating wildly at this moment. Before they came, they didn't know what Qin Feng was going to do. Now that they saw that Qin Feng had gathered all the outer hidden sects to suppress the inner hidden sects, they were so shocked that their jaws dropped to the ground. These people were secretly glad that they joined Qin Feng. Otherwise, wouldn't they be trampled to death by this group of people? Once the time was up, the surroundings suddenly became noisy and chaotic. Everyone couldn't wait to beat up the inner hidden sections. However, Qin Feng waved his hand to signal for everyone to be quiet. He then said calmly, "Everyone, just stay here. I'll go and visit the inner hidden sects that didn't come. In half an hour, the leaders of the major sects will personally come and serve everyone tea. How about that? Qin Fun's words caused an uproar in the crowd again. Get the leaders of the inner hidden sects to serve tea? Perhaps only Qin Fun would dare to think of something like that. Although everyone didn't doubt Qin Fun's ability, it was impossible for him to go around the inner hidden sects in half an hour, let alone suppress the leaders of the various sects so that they would willingly come and obey him. Alliance Leader Qin, this matter concerns the entire outer hidden sections. How can we let you go alone? Why don't you assign tasks to everyone? We'll split up and go around the inner hidden sects, someone in the crowd shouted. He wanted to give Qin Fun a way out of this embarrassing situation. That's right. Alliance Leader Qin, just let us go and look for trouble. You stay here and wait for everyone to return. Qin Fun understood what everyone meant, but he didn't say anything. If it was before, Qin Fun wouldn't have dared to say such big words. Gather all the leaders of the inner hidden sects in half an hour? This kind of thing was just a fantasy story. However, Qin Fun had leveled up his Platinum Alliance and activated the space-time door's ability to traverse. He could fly to the inner hidden sects in seconds. Buzz! Qin Fun didn't say anything. His body suddenly shone with a silver light. This scene caused the crowd to scream. The outer hidden sects had seen this scene when they attacked the Verdant faction with Qin Fun. They were still shocked when they saw it again. As for the inner hidden sects, it was their first time witnessing such a spectacular scene. Their eyes almost popped out of their sockets. Is this the fairy realm? Alliance Leader Qin has broken through to the fairy energy stage? Some people in the inner hidden sects cried out in surprise. These people were more knowledgeable. They knew that there was fairy energy above vital energy. It was said that once one stepped into stage 9 of vital energy, he would step into the fairy realm. At that time, he would be able to fly in the air and even use the power of heaven and earth. He would be able to attract lightning and burrow underground. However, these were all legends in the inner hidden sections. At this moment, everyone saw Qin Fun perform it. This fairy technique was really shocking. Alliance Leader Qin disappeared? What realm is this Alliance Leader Qin at? The aura on his body is still vital energy. How could he suddenly disappear in the air? Is he really a fairy realm? It doesn't look like it. The crowd was still in heated discussion, but Qin Fun had already disappeared. At the same time, in the sky above Ice Lake Mountain's base, a silver light shone brightly. Qin Fun landed with Su Ruo in his arms. Qin Fun, this is Ice Lake Mountain's base. It is said that Ice Lake Mountain's Thousand Lives faction master is very powerful. Even my master Jing Xian will not fight with her easily. Can we defeat her? Su Ruo looked at Qin Fun worriedly. Qin Fun pinched Su Ruo's pretty face and said with a smile, Of course I can't defeat that old woman, but I have a little brother, Rumble. Just as Qin Fun finished speaking, the Golden Fur Lion King descended from the sky, giving Su Ruo a fright. Who dares to trespass into Ice Lake Mountain's forbidden area? Die. When the Golden Fur Lion King appeared, a dozen female disciples flew over. Qin Fung acted as if nothing had happened. He found a quiet and leisurely place, hugged Su Ruo, and started to touch her everywhere. Su Ruo was shy and nervous. She glanced at Golden Fur Lion King from time to time, deeply afraid that Qin Feng's little brother would be beaten to death. Rumble. Qin Feng acted as if he couldn't hear it. His hand reached into Su Ruo's collar and groped her. Su Ruo didn't care about the Golden Fur Lion King anymore. She hugged Qin Feng's neck tightly and panted beside his ear. Who are you, Lionhead? How dare you behave atrociously in Ice Lake Mountain's territory? After fighting for a while, an angry roar came from the sky. The roar was so powerful that it sounded like rolling thunder. Qin Feng glanced at the fighting area. It was the Thousand Lives faction master of Ice Lake Mountain. The Golden Fur Lion King stood alone with his saber. He didn't take the old woman seriously at all. So what if I trespass into your Ice Lake Mountain? I want you to go to Hero City and apologize for your crimes. The Golden Fur Lion King received Qin Feng's order to end the fight quickly because there were still many sects to suppress today. The Golden Fur Lion King didn't waste any time. He roared and swung his saber at the Thousand Lives faction. Instantly, a curtain of sabers filled the sky and sent the Thousand Lives faction flying. The Thousand Lives faction master, the disciples of Ice Lake Mountain, were so shocked that they cried out involuntarily. This was the sect leader of Thousand Lives, who was at the fourth stage of true Qi. In the entire martial arts world, there were not many who could rival him, but he was defeated by a strange old man with an unknown identity. The sound of fighting was so loud that almost all the disciples of Ice Lake Mountain rushed over. Everyone formed a row and looked at the Golden Fur Lion King with fear. The Thousand Lives faction master crawled out of the huge pit. The shock on her face hadn't faded yet. She was really shocked by the Golden Fur Lion King's strength. Who are you? Why haven't I seen you before? The Thousand Lives faction master's arrogance disappeared immediately. She looked at the Golden Fur Lion King with fear. The Golden Fur Lion King threw the Dragon Slayer saber on the ground. The saber sank into the ground, causing the ground to shake. Listen up, old woman. I am the Golden Fur Lion King, one of the generals under Alliance Master Qin. Last time, Alliance Master Qin led the outer martial world to encircle the verdant sect. As one of the sects in the martial world, you sat back and did nothing. Today, I will teach you a lesson on behalf of Alliance Master. If you want to live, immediately go to Hero City and apologize. After the Golden Fur Lion King finished speaking, the people of Ice Lake Mountain were dumbfounded. This madman who defeated the Thousand Lives faction master in one move was Qin Feng's subordinate. Qin Feng, it's really you? The Thousand Lives sect leader was also shocked, and she suddenly let out a cry of surprise. She had already seen Qin Feng flirting with Su Ruoro in the distance. Chapter 1165. All the disciples of Ice Lake Mountain were looking at Qin Feng and Su Ruoro. Su Ruoro felt embarrassed. However, Su Ruoro didn't stop what Qin Feng was doing. She loved Qin Feng too much and wanted to be obedient to any of his requests. Thousand Lives covered her injured abdomen and quickly adjusted the chaotic true Qi in her body. She was the leader of the hidden 5 hegemons. How could she submit to Qin Feng so easily? Brat, who do you think you are? I'll kill you first. With a furious roar, the Thousand Lives sect leader suddenly turned into a black shadow and disappeared. In the blink of an eye, she arrived at Qin Feng's location. This woman was vicious and merciless. She had already sent out several palm strikes, and the row of stone chairs and tables instantly exploded into pieces. She planned to smash Qin Feng and Su Ruoro into pieces as well. Swoosh! The pink light flickered and floated behind Thousand Lives. Qin Feng held Su Ruoro in one hand and grabbed Munmorn in the other. He swung his sword in the air. Munmorn seemed to draw the power of the moon. The cold sword light instantly spread out and surrounded Thousand Lives. Su Ruoro was furious. She pulled out the soft sword from her waist and stabbed at the air. Bang, bang, bang. 2 waves of sword chi landed on the Thousand Lives sect leader's body, but they were suddenly dispersed by the wind from her palm. This old woman was an expert at the 4th layer of true Qi, and her strength was on par with the sect leader Jing Xin. With Qin Feng and Su Ruoro's current realm, they had no way of fighting against her. Little Taoist, you dare to resist? Roar, roar. Golden Fur Lion King roared angrily. The lion's roar seemed to break the sky. Qin Feng hurriedly used Qi to protect himself and covered Su Ruoro's ears. The disciples of Ice Lake Mountain were all knocked down by the violent true Qi in the air. The female disciples with lower realms were already bleeding from their orifices. In an instant, Golden Fur Lion King appeared in the sky above Thousand Lives. He swung the Dragon Slayer saber in a full circle. It seemed to draw the power of heaven and earth and slash down violently. Boom! A berserk aura swept through the surroundings, causing Qin Feng to retreat several hundred meters. Su Ruoro lay in Qin Feng's arms like a frightened rabbit. Was this person really Qin Feng's subordinate? How did Qin Feng subdue him? Master, this ignorant little Taoist has been caught. Please give the order to punish him. Explosions were incessant, and the front yard of Ice Lake Mountain had already been turned into ruins by Golden Fur Lion King. However, amidst the dust that filled the air, a golden light flashed. Golden Fur Lion King carried the Thousand Lives sect leader, who was on the verge of death, and arrived beside Qin Feng. Qin Feng hugged Su Ruoro and looked at Thousand Lives indifferently. Qinming's robes were in tatters, and there was still a trace of blood on the corner of her mouth. Her previous arrogance had completely disappeared and was replaced with shock. Qinming, you're an outsider of the martial arts world. I'll give you a chance to live. This time, when the secret order was issued, all the disciples of the martial arts world went to attack the evil cultivators of the Verdant sect, but your Ice Lake Mountain didn't do anything. Do you regret this? Qin Feng's voice was like thunder. His body shone with golden light, making him look like a Buddha. In fact, Thousand Lives sect leader was worried about the secret order. After all, the martial arts world of China had existed for thousands of years. Once the secret order was issued, the martial arts world would follow suit. However, Thousand Lives sect leader looked down on Qin Feng, the young alliance leader of the martial arts world. She wanted to show her strength to Qin Feng, so she turned a blind eye to it. Now that she was severely injured by Qin Feng's underling, her arrogance was gone. Alliance Master Qin, this matter this time is indeed my fault. I hope Alliance Master Qin can forgive me. Now that the outcome had been determined, Thousand Lives sect leader had to yield to Qin Feng. All the female disciples of Ice Lake Mountain were shocked. Even though they had seen their sect leader yield to Qin Feng, they still felt like they were dreaming. Ice Lake Mountain had been developing for hundreds of years, and it was one of the 5 hidden hegemons. However, they were suppressed by the young Qin Feng, who was so powerful that they couldn't even lift their heads. Why are you still standing there? Say hello to Alliance Leader Qin. After yielding to Qin Feng, Thousand Lives sect leader glared at the group of stunned disciples, venting his anger on them. All the girls were startled and knelt on the ground. Alliance Leader Qin, please forgive us. After Ice Lake Mountain was conquered, Qin Feng's body suddenly shone with silver light. In the blink of an eye, Qin Feng, Su Ruoro, and the Golden Fur Lion King disappeared in the sky. His thunderous voice still lingered in the sky. Thousand Lives, go to Hero City quickly. I'll kill you in less than half an hour. Qin Feng had disappeared, and the Ice Lake Mountain's disciples were all dumbfounded. The Thousand Life faction's leader was so shocked that he fell on the roof. Qin Feng's sudden disappearance was too powerful. Could it be that he had already stepped into the half-step fairy realm? Just as Thousand Lives sect leader was anxiously rushing to Hero City with his disciples, Qin Feng had already landed in the Xianyun sect's base. Su Ruoro had already gotten used to Qin Feng's magical methods after traveling through time twice. Qin Feng, this is the Xianyun sect's sacred ground. The sect leader here is respectfully called Great Master Yunlazi by the people of the martial arts circle. It is said that he is at stage 3 vital energy realm. His strength is slightly weaker than my master, Thousand Lives sect leader, and the Starlight sect leader, Ling Chongkong. Su Ruoro explained the sect's strength to Qin Feng in detail every time they went, afraid that Qin Feng would be at a disadvantage. Qin Feng, how dare you barge into my Xianyun sect's sacred ground? Fine, don't think of leaving today. Not long after Qin Feng and Su Ruoro landed, a large group of Xianyun sect disciples rushed over. The one leading them was the great elder Yun Xiao, who wanted to fight for the Starlight sect's base a few days ago. At that time, Yun Xiao brought Yun Shun and a group of Xianyun sect disciples to cause trouble. Qin Feng killed Yun Shun, who was at the middle stage of stage 9 inner chi, with one sword strike, and even heavily injured Yun Xiao. Yun Xiao hated this matter, but he could not take revenge because of Qin Feng's powerful strength. Now that Qin Feng dared to barge into the Xianyun sect with a woman, Yun Xiao already had the intention to kill. Do you think I'm leaving just because you said so? Who do you think you are? Qin Fan held Su Ruoro with one hand and looked at Yun Shao indifferently. As an elder of the Xianyan sect, Yun Shao was at the pinnacle of Stage 9 inner Qi. Yet, he was looked down upon by Qin Fan. Instantly, he was angered to death. However, Yun Shao was not a fool. That day, Qin Fan defeated the unpopular sect leader, Zhuhan, who was at Stage 2 True Qi. Heh, don't think that you're great just because you're skilled. My great Immortal Cloud sect has many experts. Today will be the day you die. 8 great elders of the Immortal Cloud sect get into formation and kill Qin Fan. After that, we can elect a new alliance master of the pugilistic world. Yun Shao suddenly roared, and 7 black figures flew over from all directions. The 7 of them, including Yun Shao, made a total of 8 great elders. They immediately surrounded Qin Fan and Su Ruoro and got into a strange formation. When the experts of the pugilistic world fought, they would use formations. For example, the Shaolin 18 Bronze Men formation and the Wudong 13 Sword formation. At this moment, the formation that Yun Shao and the other 7 great elders set up was the Immortal Cloud sect's psychedelic formation. The 8 of them moved back and forth, changing their positions. They could create the imposing manner of a magnificent army, confusing the enemy's mind and making them unable to distinguish what was real and what was fake. Not good. Qin Fan. These people are setting up a formation. Let's quickly. Su Ruoro was also a pugilistic world expert now. She quickly saw through the formation that Yun Shao and the others were setting up. However, she had only shouted halfway when a pink light flashed. Su Ruoro felt that she was lifted up by Qin Fan. Within the psychedelic formation, Qin Fan and Su Ruoro's figures were nowhere to be seen. Instead, there was a tall and sturdy man with a head full of golden curly hair. The golden fur Lion King was blind, so this psychedelic formation could not bewitch him. Why is there another person? Who is this lion head? Yun Shao was setting up the formation halfway when he was so shocked that he almost fell. The other 7 elders were also stupefied. Qin Fan and the woman who were originally standing in the formation were gone. And there was actually an old man. Who cares who he is? Let's kill him first. One of the elders bellowed furiously. He suddenly brandished the long sword in his hand and stabbed towards the golden fur Lion King. However, this sword was fake. It was just to confuse the golden fur Lion King. The real attack came from behind the golden fur Lion King. There, the other 2 elders had launched a fierce attack. Rumble. A loud sound suddenly exploded. These little tricks were unable to withstand a single blow from the golden fur Lion King. The Dragon Slayer's saber swept across the air, and the 4 elders were instantly chopped in half at the waist. You bunch of ants. You want to play psychedelic formation with me? Go and practice for another few hundred years. The saber fell and rose again. A gale howled, and a row of saber curtains crashed out. The other 4 elders had yet to come back to their senses when their bodies instantly exploded. Rumble, rumble. The golden fur Lion King's strength seemed to be invincible. With 2 domineering saber strikes, it eliminated 8 Immortal Cloud sect elders. The loud sounds in the surroundings had yet to stop. The buildings in the Immortal Cloud sect were collapsing one after another. With the golden fur Lion King at the center, the ground was cracking. It felt like there was an earthquake. How dare you? Who was behaving atrociously in the Immortal Cloud sect? Die. The commotion caused by the battle here was huge, and all the Immortal Cloud sect disciples rushed over. However, there was suddenly a furious roar coming from the void above, as though a muffled thunder had descended. A white figure wielding a sword appeared. His white hair fluttered in the wind, and his body emitted surging true energy. It was as if he was a real person. However, this handsome appearance was only halfway through. With a flash of golden light, the white figure was directly smashed into the huge pit on the ground. He didn't even know what had happened. You're just a small Taoist at the 3rd level of true Qi, and you still have the nerve to shout in front of me. The golden fur Lion King also landed in the huge pit and stepped on the white robe man's chest, causing him to vomit blood. The surroundings immediately fell into silence. The Immortal Cloud sect disciples who rushed over were all scared to death. The one who had stepped into the deep pit was their sect master, Master Yin Lazy. Hero, you and I have no enmity. Why did you come to my sect to cause trouble? Yin Lazy's arrogant aura from earlier had long disappeared. He looked at the Golden Fur Lion King with a sincere attitude. The Golden Fur Lion King spat on the ground and said coldly, "Don't say nice things to me. It's useless. You dare to offend my master. Consider yourself lucky that I didn't split you into two halves with one saber strike today." Yin Lazy was almost scared to death. His entire body was trembling. He was an expert at the third level of true Qi. In the entire martial arts world, there weren't many people who could defeat him. However, a berserk old man whom he had never seen before suddenly appeared and defeated him with one palm strike. Chapter 1166. Da Xia. Who is your master? Yin Lazy felt that the violent old man in front of him was ferocious enough, but he didn't expect this powerful person to be someone else's underling. Yin Lazy's heart was in a mess. He couldn't figure it out even after thinking for a long time. He didn't seem to have offended any big shot recently. My master is the leader of China's pugilistic world, Alliance Master Qin. Golden Fur Lion King's voice was loud and clear, revealing a dignified aura. Yin Lazy's body trembled, and he was stunned again. This old man in front of him is Qin Feng's underling? What kind of fucking joke is this? Yin Lazy, do you know your mistake for ignoring the pugilistic world's secret order? While Yin Lazy was still in disbelief, Qin Feng had already appeared with Su Ruo in his arms. Yin Lazy was instantly disheartened. Qin Feng actually took in such a powerful underling. Alliance Master Qin, this is my mistake. I am willing to accept Alliance Master Qin's punishment. I hope that Alliance Master Qin can be magnanimous and spare my life. The sect master of Immortal Cloud sect, one of the 5 hidden hegemons, was begging Qin Feng in a humble manner. This scene shocked everyone, and all the Immortal Cloud sect disciples were at a loss. Qin Feng's expression didn't change because this was how it should be. Not long ago, Qin Feng annihilated the Starlight sect in a fit of rage. If Immortal Cloud sect and Ice Lake Mountain didn't understand, Qin Feng could annihilate them all the same. I can spare your life, but you ignored the existence of the pugilistic world's secret order and violated the rules of the pugilistic world. I order you to hurry to Hero City and serve tea to the other heroes of the pugilistic world and apologize. Qin Feng's voice was loud and clear, and his tone was unquestionable. All the Immortal Cloud sect disciples were instantly dumbfounded. They thought there was something wrong with their ears. Asking sect master Yin Lazy to serve tea to the outer hidden sects? Are you kidding me? All right. I'll bring the elite disciples to apologize now. Thank you, Alliance Master Qin, for not killing us. Before the disciples could recover from the shock, Yin Lazy had already run to gather people. These disciples might not know how powerful the Golden Fur Lion King was, but Yin Lazy had personally suffered a palm strike. He knew that if he said no, the Golden Fur Lion King could trample him to death any time. 2 of the hidden 5 hegemons had been conquered, and the Starlight sect had been destroyed. The Snow Mountain sect was a good friend of Qin Feng's. The Serenity was led by Hua Xianyu to participate in the operation to annihilate the evil cultivators of the Verdant sect. As for why the Serenity didn't participate in the martial arts conference, it was because of Su Ruo. Even the most powerful hidden sect had been taken care of by Qin Feng, so the 2nd, 3rd, and even 4th, 5th, and 6th tier sects were even more vulnerable. The silver light on Qin Feng's body flickered as he led Su Ruo through the various sections. In less than half an hour, he had already visited all the sects in the inner hidden sect. The power of the Golden Fur Lion King had thoroughly intimidated all the hidden sects, forcing the sect leaders to personally lead their teams to Hero City. Inside Hero City, Shaoli represented Qin, fun, and maintaining the order of the meeting. Time ticked by, and in the blink of an eye, 20 minutes had passed. The people surrounding Hero City grew anxious. Alliance leader Qin and talented Lady Wu Xin wouldn't be in danger, right? Xiaoli, stay here and guard Hero City. I'll bring some people to look for Qin Feng. Wen Yiming was no longer a high-ranked person, so he immediately left with a dozen disciples of the Snow Mountain sect. Zhang Biao of the 10,000-fold sect immediately ran over with 6 of his subordinates. Brother One, I'll go with you. Young Master Qin hasn't returned for a long time, so he might be in danger. Let's go and rescue Alliance Master Qin. All right, Brother Zhang, let's go together. Zhang Biao and Wen Yiming were going to rescue Qin Feng. The heroes of the outer hidden sects couldn't stay calm anymore, and they all surrounded them. Alliance leader Qin might be powerful, but he'll definitely be at a disadvantage if he goes there alone with a beauty by his side. We don't know which sect Alliance Master Qin is in. Why don't we split into a dozen teams, and each team will go to one of the inner hidden sects to search for him. If there's any news, we'll release the signal. Sect leader Zhang Sanyun is right. Let's split into 38 teams and attack now. The crowd was in an uproar. Everyone thought that Qin Feng was in danger. Xiaoli started to worry. Just as the teams were about to depart, they heard the sound of galloping horses coming from afar. Who's there? Xiaoli immediately leaped up and stood on top of the gate of Hero City. He looked into the distance. There were about a dozen people, and all of them were riding horses. They were all women, and they were all dressed in white robes. Ice Lake Mountain's Qian Sui is here to visit Hero City and beg for forgiveness from all the heroes. A loud shout came from afar, and the restless crowd instantly quieted down. All of them stared at the distant figure with their mouths agape. Some people even thought that there was something wrong with their ears. Ice Lake Mountain's Qian Sui is here. Is she going to attack the city after killing Alliance Master Qin? Everyone, stop this group of women. Are you out of your mind? Didn't you hear what that old woman said? She's here to beg for forgiveness. Holy shit. Ice Lake Mountain's sect leader Qian Sui is here to beg for forgiveness? I thought I was hallucinating just now. The crowd was confused by the sudden arrival of Ice Lake Mountain's members. At this time, a white figure stepped on the shoulders of the crowd and landed in front of the city gate. She looked at the Ice Lake Mountain members and said, Qian Ming, you're smart. If you didn't come, Ice Lake Mountain would have been destroyed by your hands. The one who shouted was Qian Huantong. She was now loyal to Qin Feng and no longer regarded herself as a disciple of Ice Lake Mountain. She was even rude to sect leader Qian Sui. Everyone arrived at the city gate and dismounted from their horses. Qian Ming was about to explode with anger when he saw Elder Qian Huantong inciting half of the inner sect disciples to defect to Qin Feng. However, he could only smile and say, Elder Tong has a good eye. Alliance Master Qin's power is set. Ice Lake Mountain was blind and came here to beg for forgiveness. I hope the martial arts heroes can forgive us. Sect leader Qian Sui's words in front of all the outer Hidden Order's disciples had shocked everyone. Even the illusionary child was dumbstruck. She understood sect leader Qian Sui the best. This old woman was naturally arrogant and usually looked down on everyone. She must have taken the wrong medicine today. It was as if she had become a completely different person. Fortunately, everyone did not see the scene where golden-haired Lion King abused sect leader Qian Ming. Otherwise, everyone would have understood everything. Immortal Cloud's Sex Yun Lazy is here to visit Hero City and the martial arts heroes of the Outer Hidden Sects. Before everyone could recover from sect leader Qian Ming's arrival, another group of people rushed over from afar. Everyone exclaimed when they heard the name of the newcomer. However, everyone quickly realized that this was just the beginning. The unpopular inner hidden sect Swahan is here to visit Hero City. Please forgive us. Invincible Mountain Crane Sage is here to visit all heroes. Please forgive us. Misty Cave's Ice Mountain Snow Lady is here to visit all heroes. Please take care of us in the future. One after another, the inner hidden sects flew over. Their attitudes were surprisingly sincere and weak. These were all inner hidden sections. They usually had their noses in the sky and couldn't be bothered to look at the outer hidden sect disciples. However, not only did they come, but they were also the sect leaders of their sections. This sudden turn of events caused everyone to be dumbfounded. Master is back. Charlie was already dumbfounded. However, when he saw the flash of pink light in the distance, he was so excited that he started dancing. Everyone looked up at the sky in unison. It was as if in a breath's time, Qin Feng and Su Ruoro were already standing on the city gate of Hero City. Alliance Master Qin, it's really Alliance Master Qin. I know now. The reason why these inner hidden sect leaders rushed here was because Alliance Master Qin brought them here. Alliance Master Qin is too amazing. He really made the entire inner hidden sect submit in half an hour. Qin Feng was the king of a city, the master of the martial arts world. His return instantly caused the crowd to cheer. Everyone was excited but also shocked. Until now, they still couldn't figure out how Qin Feng managed to subdue all these inner hidden sections. Looking at the outer hidden sect's jubilation, the inner hidden sect's faces were filled with worry. Their hearts were filled with indignation, but there was nothing they could do. Many sect leaders were carefully looking around in search of the golden fur Lion King. When they realized that the berserk lion-headed monster was not here, everyone heaved a long sigh of relief in their hearts. Su Ruoro nestled in Qin Feng's arms. At this moment, only she and Qin Feng stood on the city gate's peak. Below them, there seemed to be a crowd cheering and shouting. Su Ruoro felt an indescribable satisfaction in her heart. She felt that Qin Feng was the king, and she was the king's only woman. Ha! Everyone, please be quiet. I, Qin Feng, have always been a man of my words. I said that I would make the inner hidden sect leaders apologize to everyone in half an hour. I will definitely do it. Qin Feng stood on top of the city gate like an undefeatable god of war. Hundreds of martial arts experts stood below him, but none of them dared to question Qin Feng's authority. Alliance Master Qin is mighty. Alliance Master Qin is in power. It's a great fortune for the outer hidden sects and a good omen for the outer martial arts world. The crowd responded in unison. The scene was as sensational as Qin Feng's solo concert. Qin Feng waited until everyone had calmed down before he continued. Since everyone is here, I now announce the official start of today's martial arts banquet. Disciples who participated in the mission to annihilate the verdant sect, please take a seat and enjoy the banquet. Those who disregarded the secret order of the martial arts world, please serve tea and apologize to everyone. This matter ends here. From now on, the outer martial arts world will develop peacefully, regardless of whether it's inside or outside. If anyone still dares to be arrogant, I, Qin Feng, will not forgive him. Qin Feng's voice was thunderous, and his words were unquestionable. He had been the alliance master of the martial arts world for some time, but he was only a figurehead. This was especially true for the inner hidden sects, who did not take Qin Feng seriously at all. However, at this moment, Qin Feng stood at the peak of Hero City like an unshakable mountain. His words had already pressured the inner hidden sect leaders and disciples to the point that they could hardly breathe. Chapter 1167. The gathering of martial artists officially began, and Qin Feng welcomed everyone to their seats. The disciples of Hero City were arranged to sit down, and the sect leaders and elders of the inner hidden sects welcomed everyone. These sect leaders and elders used to be high and mighty existences, and they didn't put the outer hidden sects in their eyes at all. Now, they were all obedient subordinates, and everyone was dumbfounded by this huge contrast. They felt as if they were dreaming. Hey, 1,000 lives old woman, are you goofing off? We should clean up our table and fill up everyone's wine glasses. Why can't you have any eyesight? Zhang Biao shouted halfway through his meal, and everyone looked at 1,000 Lives sect leader. 1,000 Lives sect leader saw that Zhang Biao was wearing the uniform of the 10,000-fold sect, which was only a small sect among the outer hidden sections. Thousand Lives sect leader was enraged. Can't you pour it yourself? Don't you have hands? Thousand Lives sect leader was used to being cold and arrogant. In the past, she was the one ordering people around. Now that she was suddenly being ordered around, she couldn't change her mind. Zhang Biao was immediately displeased. He slammed the table and stood up. He wasn't a pretentious person, and pouring wine was a small matter. However, Zhang Biao knew that Thousand Lives sect leader had ignored the martial arts secret order and had always been against young Master Qin. He wanted to help young Master Qin vent his anger. You old woman, and you said you wanted to apologize? You don't look like you've truly realized your mistake. Zhang Biao was furious, and so was everyone else at the table. They all stood up and glared at Thousand Lives sect leader. Since this woman doesn't want to apologize, then we won't be polite with her. It's just Ice Lake Mountain. Why should we be afraid of her? Well said. Let's join forces and destroy Ice Lake Mountain. These martial artists all had bad tempers. They rolled up their sleeves and prepared to fight. Thousand Lives sect leader wasn't afraid of these people, but she was afraid of Golden Fur Lion King. Seeing that Zhang Biao and the others were serious, Thousand Lives sect leader became listless. If this attracted Qin Feng, it would be big trouble. Ahem. Everyone, please sit down. Isn't it just pouring wine and clearing the table? I'll do it. Under everyone's shocked gazes, Thousand Lives sect leader seemed to have changed into a different person. She personally went to wipe the table and pour the wine. This scene made everyone feel very happy. Even the Thousand Lives sect master had to do the work of a servant, so the other sect masters didn't care about face. Everyone was on call, and those who didn't know would really think that they were the lowest servant disciples in the sect. This drinking session was really refreshing. Everyone drank from noon to night. In the end, they were all drunk on the table, but no one left first. Qin Feng couldn't take it anymore after drinking for a day. He didn't know how many times everyone toasted him, but he felt like his stomach was going to explode. Master, you've drunk enough. Shaoli will help you back to your room to rest. Shaoli looked at Qin Feng with heartache and walked over to help Qin Feng up. Su Ruoro stayed by Qin Feng's side the entire time. She tried to urge Qin Feng to drink a few times, but when she saw that Qin Feng was in a good mood today, she went along with him. The two women supported Qin Feng to his private room in Hero City. Qin Feng wasn't drunk yet, but he had a headache from drinking too much. Spirit, arrange for people to help everyone settle in. As for the hidden sects, tell them to go back. Qin Feng said as he sat on the bed. Spirit immediately retreated. Only Su Ro and Shaoli were left in the room. Qin Feng had just reunited with Su Ro. Plus, they drank a lot. Qin Feng was so excited that he hugged Su Ro and went to bed. Ruoro, I've wronged you by making you stay in Serenity for a year. Qin Feng caressed Su Ro's back. His eyes were filled with love. Su Ro's heart was soft and warm. She let Qin Feng hug her. She even took off Qin Feng's shirt. The two were deeply in love. Qin Feng pulled off Su Ro's shirt and prepared to enter the final stage. Suddenly, his phone rang. Qin Feng, why you answer the phone first? Su Ro woke up from her drunken stupor. She shyly covered herself with a blanket. Qin Feng took out his phone. Who was calling at this time to ruin something? Senior Dragon God? Qin Feng suddenly woke up when he received the call, and the fire in his body subsided. Divine Dragon didn't usually call Qin Feng. It must be something important. Qin Feng, come to Mount God Dragon. My master wants to see you. Divine Dragon's voice was serious. Qin Feng was shocked. The chief of the Martial Art Alliance, Ling Jiuqian, was going to appear? Okay, I'll be there in a minute. Qin Feng was anxious. He hung up and put on his clothes. Ling Jiuqian had too many secrets. Qin Feng's mother's whereabouts and the system's secrets. Divine Dragon, who was at Mount God Dragon, stared at his phone. He smiled bitterly and shook his head. I must have heard wrong. How can I be here in a minute? This kid is bluffing again. Qin Feng, you're leaving? Su Ro looked at Qin Feng, who was dressed in a white shirt. She felt a little down. She and Qin Feng were hugging each other, but Qin Feng was leaving after receiving a call. Was she not attractive? Qin Feng immediately saw through Su Ruoro's emotions, and he hurriedly pulled her into his embrace. He kissed Su Ruo's seductive red lips and said, "The divine dragon's master has appeared, and it's related to the mystery of my mother's whereabouts. There's also a very important secret. When I'm done with my business, I'll come back to deal with you." Qin Feng hugged Su Ru tightly. He couldn't bear to let go. Ling Jiutian's strength was unfathomable. Qin Feng didn't know what would happen. He was afraid that he would never return. After Su Ru understood the reason, she felt a little guilty. She crawled to Qin Feng's leg like a little rabbit. "Then wait for a while. I'll help you. It's so uncomfortable to hold it in." Su Ruo's flawless face was so red that water was about to drip out. In the next second, Qin Feng growled. This girl was simply too considerate and obedient. Half an hour later, Qin Feng landed on the Divine Dragon Mountain, his body radiating silver light. The Divine Dragon was deep in thought on a mountain peak in the valley. He was stunned by the way Qin Feng appeared. Although Qin Feng said he would arrive in 1 minute, it took him half an hour. This speed was enough to make the Divine Dragon speechless, because he knew Qin Feng was in Hero City of the Outer World. "Senior Divine Dragon, where's your master?" Qin Feng came to Divine Dragon's side. The shock of Divine Dragon's eyes had yet to fade. He stared at Qin Feng and said, "Brat, what realm are you at? Is that a half-step fairy's celestial technique?" Qin Feng rolled his eyes and said, "What half-step fairy? It's just a function developed by the system. I spent a lot of hedonist points to unlock it. It allows me to travel through time and space." Divine Dragon was the owner of the Sovereign Peace system. Qin Feng did not need to hide the system's secrets from him. Divine Dragon was stunned. He had only obtained the system for a month. The Sovereign Peace system was still in its early stages. Many of the interfaces had not been opened yet. "Awesome, brother-in-law. Can I travel through time once?" Divine Dragon was so excited that he forgot his business. He stared at Qin Feng as if he had seen a treasure in the desert. "Brother Divine Dragon, let's talk about this later. Where's your master? I want to see him." Qin Feng could not wait any longer. Because he was anxious to see Ling Jiutian, Qin Feng was done in half an hour. Otherwise, he could have been bitten by Su Ru for a whole night. The Divine Dragon suddenly woke up with a start and said apologetically, "It's my fault. I was so excited that I forgot about the proper business. I reported your information to Master a few days ago. My goal was to lure him to appear and look for you. I received a message from Master tonight. He asked you to wait at Mount Dragon God and wait for him to come see you." Even though Ling Jiutian was the Divine Dragon's master, the Divine Dragon was already on Qin Feng's side. Moreover, the relationship between the Divine Dragon and his master, Ling Jiutian, was mediocre. The two of them might not even meet once a year. Every time they met, it was because Ling Jiutian had something to ask the Divine Dragon for. Now that he knew that a mysterious and powerful system had appeared in Huaxia, the Dragon God was also worried about the dangers of the system. Even if Qin Feng did not ask Ling Jiutian to find out these secrets, the Dragon God would investigate in secret. "Your master sure has a lot of face. He wants me, the chief of the pugilistic world, to wait for him?" Qin Feng thought that Ling Jiutian had already arrived at the Divine Dragon Mountain, so he felt a little resentful. As the chief of the Martial Art Alliance, Ling Jiutian's strength is unfathomable. It's good enough to meet him. The Dragon God rolled his eyes. "So what? You said before that he was the deputy chief of the Stellar Sect. Even the chief, Ling Chongkong, was killed by me. What can Ling Jiutian do?" Qin Feng pouted. "Did I say that? Then I probably didn't tell you everything. Actually, Ling Jiutian looked down on the power of the Stellar Sect and gave it to Ling Chongkong. Back then, he brought me and a few other disciples to the capital." Qin Feng suddenly did not want to speak. Whose side was the Dragon God on? He had been undermining him all this time. It was already late at night. Qin Feng and the Dragon God sat cross-legged on the highest mountain peak and chatted. Qin Feng thought about telling Codename Y, but he dismissed the idea in the end. After all, he did not know when Ling Chongkong would arrive. It would not be too late for Qin Feng to meet him first and then secretly contact Codename Y. At the top of the Divine Dragon Mountain, Qin Fun and the dragon god stayed for 3 days and 3 nights. By the end, Qin Fun's impatient heart had calmed down. He decided to cultivate on the peak of the Divine Dragon Mountain. After an unknown number of days, the weather on the peak of the Divine Dragon Mountain changed drastically. The originally sunny sky was covered with dark clouds. Thunder rumbled as if a storm was about to descend. Ling Long. A voice came from the clouds, as if it came from tens of thousands of miles away. The dragon god, who was meditating on a mountain peak, suddenly leaped up and shouted toward the sky. Ling Long greets master. Qin Fun had also gotten up, but he did not see anyone around him. However, Qin Fun knew that Ling Jiutian had really arrived. This was because the top of the Divine Dragon Mountain was shrouded by an unfamiliar and powerful aura. The pressure was so strong that Qin Fun and the dragon god could not breathe, and they felt an inexplicable sense of panic. Chapter 1168. As the golden light descended, the dazzling light made Qin Fun and the mystical dragon unable to open their eyes, let alone see Ling Jiutian's true form. Qin Fun shielded his eyes with his hand and suddenly felt a little depressed. It turned out that every time he transmigrated and landed, other people would feel this uncomfortable. Is this Qin Fun? Ling Jiutian's voice came from the golden light, but it seemed to have traveled a long distance. The mystical dragon was the most powerful person in the mortal world of China, and his status was high and mighty, but he seemed a little nervous in front of Ling Jiutian. Master, this is Qin Fun. Swoosh! A sudden gust of wind blew, and Ling Jiutian, who had just landed, attacked Qin Fun with his palm. Both Qin Fun and the mystical dragon were confused, not knowing what Ling Jiutian meant. Boom! But in the blink of an eye, Qin Fun was sent flying from the top of the mountain and fell into a valley hundreds of meters high. Master, what are you doing? The mystical dragon's expression suddenly turned cold, and true qi radiated from his body, looking like he was about to fight Ling Jiutian. The golden light on Ling Jiutian's face had dissipated, and his face was finally revealed. This person was dressed in pink armor and had pink wings of light on his back. His delicate and dignified face made it impossible to tell his age. His figure was tall and straight, and his aura was as gentle as water. No one could tell what level he was at right now. Ling Jiutian suddenly looked at the mystical dragon with a playful look in his eyes. Oh, are you questioning me? Ling Jiutian had no aura to speak of, but it was this unknown level that made people afraid. The mystical dragon's expression was still cold, but he was a little uncertain. Master, I dare not. It's just that Qin Fun is close to me. Why did you attack him without saying anything? Ling Jiutian retracted his gaze and said to the sky, Ling Long, your body has changed, and so has you. Let me test Qin Fun's true strength first, then I'll come back to you. Boom! Ling Jiutian, who was standing with his hands behind his back, suddenly slapped the air. A pink light flickered in the void, and a sky full of fireballs fell like rain, instantly shrouding Ling Jiutian. Ha! This kid is a little interesting. His speed of development is beyond my imagination. In the face of the raging fire of destruction, not only was Ling Jiutian not afraid, but he also revealed a playful smile as he leaped into the void. The flames came at him, but Ling Jiutian did not dodge. He let the fireball fall on his body. This was the flame of the myriad beast true fire, but it could not burn Ling Jiutian. It was useless against the pink armor on his body. Whoosh! A pink light flashed, but it was not Qin Fun. A pink flying sword appeared under Ling Jiutian's feet, and its speed was twice as fast as Qin Fun's. Qin Fun, you do have a lot of treasures, but you don't have as many as I do. Your cultivation level is not even worth mentioning. You still need to continue polishing yourself. In the blink of an eye, Ling Jiutian was already in front of Qin Fun. Qin Fun stood on the galactic flying sword and held Munmorn in his hand. Electric currents surged around his body, but he was extremely shocked. This was because Qin Fen realized that Ling Jiutian's equipment was even better than his. Swish, swish, swish. Two streaks of pink light darted between the sky and the valley. Standing on the highest peak, the divine dragon was dumbfounded. Even with his current level of vital energy, he could not clearly capture the trajectory of the two people's movements. Bang, bang, bang. Loud noises rang out in the valley, proving that the two were engaged in a fierce battle. From time to time, a valley would collapse, and the plains below would be blasted into hundreds of giant pits. Fireballs, sword chi, and saber shadows flashed in the sky. This scene was like the end of the world, and even the divine dragon was shocked. Boom! With a loud bang, Qin Fen was once again smashed into the giant pit in the ground by Ling Jiutian's fist. In less than 5 minutes, Qin Fen had suffered hundreds of blows in a row, but not once did he land a hit on Ling Jiutian. Lying in the deep pit, Qin Fen was covered in blood. The vital energy in his body had long been messed up, and he felt like he was about to go berserk. Whoosh! Ling Jiutian's figure flickered and floated in the air, looking down at Qin Fen on the ground with a look of contempt. "Kid, is that all you've got? Show me your trump card, or now will be the day you die." Ling Jiutian's voice rumbled like thunder. Standing on the highest peak, the divine dragon finally saw where the two of them were. Seeing that his master wanted to kill Qin Fen, he anxiously rushed over from the cliff. The pink short sword in Ling Jiutian's hand was already raised above his head, and he quickly swung it down. The sword light pierced through the air, and a surging aura rushed toward Qin Fen. This was the first time Qin Fen felt such a strong aura of death. Without thinking, a dragon head cannon appeared on his shoulder, and 5 bullets were fired in a row. Boom! The fire cloud cannon's power was invincible. Qin Fen spent 50,000 Hedonist points to buy these 5 bullets. Even though it was a little painful, Qin Fen could not help but feel the pinch in this life and death situation. The 5 fire cloud cannon shells lit up half the sky, and the aura was so strong that it seemed like it was going to blast a hole in the sky. The sword chi that Ling Jiutian swung down was already swallowed by the airflow of the cannon shells, and Ling Jiutian's figure also turned into a pink light and disappeared. No matter how powerful he was, he did not dare to ignore the power of 5 consecutive fire cloud cannon shells. Qin Fen, are you all right? The divine dragon had already arrived and pulled Qin Fen out of the deep pit. Qin Fen quickly swallowed a handful of medicinal pills and started to stabilize the chaotic true qi in his body. He kept his eyes on his surroundings, not knowing where Ling Jiutian had escaped to. This weapon is not bad, but it's still far from being able to defeat me. Ling Jiutian's laughter came from all directions, and Qin Fen and the divine dragon could not find Ling Jiutian's location. Qin Fen finally realized how powerful Ling Jiutian was after a round of battle. That strong and violent aura was comparable to when Qin Fen killed the verdant sex heretic cultivators and raised the killer book to stage 10. Divine Dragon, will the people that your master asked you to observe fight when they meet? Qin Fen asked the divine dragon secretly. The divine dragon shook its head and said, "Not all of them. It seems that he will only test the strength of those that he is interested in." There were too many mysteries in Qin Fen's heart that he could not solve. He thought that after meeting Ling Jiutian and using all the trump cards of the system to defeat him, he would be able to solve the mystery. But now, Qin Fen realized that this guy was so powerful that even the fire cloud cannon could not do anything to him. Swoosh! A pink light flashed, and Ling Jiutian appeared again. His body shone with a holy white light, and his long hair fluttered in the wind. There were no injuries on his body at all, and it was as if he had just arrived. The divine dragon and Qin Fen were a little surprised. This guy's strength was unfathomable. Ling Jiutian, step aside. My battle with Qin Fen has just begun. Ling Jiutian's expression was indifferent, and his pair of twinkling eyes pierced through people's hearts as if he could see through Qin Fen. The divine dragon was stunned on the ground, not knowing what to do, while Qin Fen disappeared into the distance on his flying sword. Boom! The sky in the distance exploded again, and the fierce battle between the two began again. The weapons in Qin Fan's hands kept changing. The sky splitter axe, the spear of rat halos, the sword of angels, the soul-severing sword. The armor on his body was also changing, from the purple thunder wild robe to the blood demon armor. Qin Fan gave it his all, activating the halo of justice, activating the berserk demon core in his body, and using the Skyhawk bow and star technologies. But all his attacks were easily countered by Ling Jiutian, and he could not hurt him at all. The true qi in Qin Fan's body was exhausted, and the speed of his flying sword was much slower. The look in Ling Jiutian's eyes was unpredictable. He could see that Qin Fan seemed to have reached his limit, but Ling Jiutian planned to suppress it a little longer. He felt that Qin Fan still had a trump card in his hand. Swoosh! The short sword slashed down, and the sword Qi attacked again. Qin Fan was unable to dodge it. At the critical moment, his mind moved slightly, and a golden light fell from the sky. The golden fur Lion King roared and slashed out with the Dragon Slayer saber. "How dare you? See how I subdue you!" The golden fur Lion King saw the previous battle clearly in the system, and his expression was solemn when he saw how powerful Ling Jiutian was. The shadow of the saber came like a curtain, and Ling Jiutian's eyes suddenly flashed with a golden light. The sudden appearance of the golden fur Lion King surprised him. Boom! The violent aura had shrouded Ling Jiutian, but he did not retreat. The short sword in his hand slashed out lightly, and as if it had attracted the power of heaven and earth, the saber curtain that fell in front of him suddenly disappeared, as if it had never appeared. "You are quite strong, but unfortunately, you are far inferior to me." Ling Jiutian sneered and suddenly disappeared into the void. A loud sound came from behind the golden fur Lion King, and Ling Jiutian slapped him to the ground. Boom! Another loud sound came from Qin Fan's body. At this point, he did not hold back anymore. He moved his mind and activated the Five Kings' golden ghost head talisman, and the Five Kings' of verdant sect puppets appeared out of thin air. Whoosh! The divine Dragon Valley was suddenly surrounded by a black fog, and it was rare to see the Five Kings of verdant sect gathered together. All five of them were filled with evil energy, and the divine Dragon Mountain suddenly seemed to have become a graveyard. The moment the Five Kings appeared, they instantly surrounded Ling Jiutian. Ling Jiutian's expression changed slightly, as if he was once again shocked by Qin Fan's trump card. The mystical dragon on the ground was dumbfounded. 2 months ago, Qin Fan battled him on Mount Mystical Dragon. At that time, Qin Fan was on par with the mystical dragon. But now, Qin Fan had risen to another level. The mystical dragon admitted that he was no longer a match for Qin Fan. These 5 people want to stop me? What a joke. Ling Jiutian's laughter quickly came from the void. The pink short sword in his hand was raised lightly, and half the sky was enveloped by sword qi. The 5 kings had just appeared, but they were already reduced to ashes. On the ground, the golden fur Lion King attacked again. The dragon salure in his hand flickered with a golden light. Qin Fan chanted an incantation and summoned the 5 kings. The 6 of them surrounded Ling Jiutian, and the formation looked terrifying. Bang, bang, bang. Chapter 1169. Master Run. This guy is too powerful. Golden Fur Lion's roar came from afar. He really couldn't hold on any longer. At this moment, a golden light flashed in the sky. Golden Fur Lion disappeared from the sky and returned to the system's palace of heroes. Master, Golden Fur Lion can still fight. Please let me go out and stop that guy. Golden Fur Lion's long golden hair was messed up. Blue veins popped on his forehead. He seemed to have fallen into a state of madness. Qin Fan didn't let Golden Fur Lion fight again. He knew that Golden Fur Lion was about to die. There were a few more loud noises in the distance. The 5 kings were also killed. Qin Fan was now exhausted and couldn't activate the ghost head talisman of the 5 kings. Swoosh! With a flash of pink light, Ling Jiutian instantly appeared in front of Qin Fan. The pink sword in his hand slashed down from the sky. He planned to end Qin Fan here. Divine Dragon roared in fear. He wanted Ling Jiuqian to stop, but he was too far away from Qin Fun. He didn't have time to help. Qin Fun closed his eyes and stood where he was. He looked up and waited for the sword to fall. The sword light covered half the sky, as if it was going to devour everything on the ground. Rumble, rumble. The sword light smashed into the valley. The ground cracked into a ravine that was hundreds of meters long. Mountains fell and the earth cracked. The destructive power brought by Ling Jiuqian was too strong. Divine Dragon couldn't even guess Ling Jiuqian's current level of strength. Master, why did you kill Qin Fun? With a flash of white light, Divine Dragon had already appeared in front of Ling Jiuqian and was glaring at him. However, there was no sign of Qin Fun in the ravine. The mystical dragon even thought that Qin Fun had been chopped into pieces by the sword, and not even a complete corpse was left behind. Ling Jiuqian glanced at Divine Dragon indifferently. His eyes quickly fell on the void hundreds of meters away. Tens of thousands of silver lights flashed there as if a god had descended. Who said Qin Fun is dead? I didn't kill him. Besides, I didn't plan to kill him. Ling Jiuqian's voice was calm. Divine Dragon's expression changed drastically. He looked at the sky in the distance with surprise. Qin Fun had landed. Qin Fun, your strength is beyond my imagination. You've barely reached the standard in my heart. Today, I'll spare your life, but I need you to complete a mission. If you fail, I'll kill you again. Ling Jiuqian looked at the world where Qin Fun was and transmitted his voice over. With a flash of pink light, Qin Fun landed beside Ling Jiuqian on his flying sword. Qin Fun really could not understand this powerful and invincible man. I also have something to ask you. We'll talk after you answer me. Qin Fun saw how powerful Ling Jiuqian was, but he did not back down. He wanted to know the answer, even if he had to sacrifice his life. The mystical dragon was panicking. He did not know where Qin Fun got his courage to make a request to Ling Jiuqian at this time. Ling Jiuqian looked at Qin Fun with interest and asked, "What do you want to ask?" Qin Fun had been searching for his mother ever since he found out about her identity. Now that he was finally standing face to face with Ling Jiuqian, Qin Fun could not control the urgency in his heart. "Where's my mother, Qin Fun asked. Ling Jiuqian's expression was indifferent as he looked into the distance and said, "I know where your mother is. Once you complete the mission I gave you, I will definitely tell you." Qin Fun's blood was boiling. He had been searching for his mother for more than a year, and now he was finally going to find her. "Okay, then let me ask you again. What is your relationship with the system?" When Qin Fun saw Ling Jiuqian coming over on his flying sword, holding a rare pink equipment and wearing pink armor, he was sure that this person definitely knew about the system and was most likely the owner of the system. However, the Hedonist sovereign system did not notify him the new owner of the system had appeared nearby. It seemed that Ling Jiuqian's system had developed to a very powerful level. That's a good question. Ling Jiuqian suddenly roared into the sky. "But I can't tell you now. I will tell you after you complete the mission." Without waiting for Qin Fun to speak, Ling Jiuqian continued, "All right, don't ask anything else. My time is very precious. I'll tell you the mission you need to do now, and when you return, I'll answer you the 2 questions." A hint of impatience flashed across Ling Jiuqian's face. Qin Fun was most concerned about his mother's whereabouts and the mystery of the system, so he immediately agreed. "Tell me the mission. You and your men have destroyed the verdant sect in China. Now, there is still the Golden Assassin crew wreaking havoc. I have found out the organization's base. It is located in the depths of Neil's Nest in South Africa. Quickly go there and destroy the base and eliminate the leader of the Golden Assassin crew, Master Golden Taoist." Ling Jiuqian's words shocked Qin Fun and the Divine Dragon. Both of them had always thought that the Martial Art Alliance did not care about the peace in China, but this Ling Jiuqian actually had the time to care about the evil forces in China. The Golden Assassin crew could be considered Qin Fun's old enemy. Back in Acropolis City, the Golden Assassin crew had sent the Bronze and Silver groups to assassinate Qin Fun. After that, one of the Golden Assassin crew, captured Su Qiuyu. In a rage, Qin killed his way to the hidden Sihiyuan in Kyoto and destroyed the organization's base in China. Qin did not expect that the organization's base in South Africa was actually their main base. All right, I can promise to destroy the Golden Assassin Crew's base in South Africa. Don't you go back on your word. Qin agreed without hesitation. The Golden Assassin Crew was Qin Fen's archenemy. Even if Ling Jiutian did not mention this, Qin would still kill his way there. Ling Jiutian looked at Qin calmly and said, I, Ling Jiutian, always keep my word. Once you have completed the mission, come to the Dragon God Mountain to look for me. I will appear then. The divine dragon's voice was still echoing in the surroundings, but his figure had already turned into a golden light and disappeared. Qin was even more certain that Ling Jiutian also possessed the system, and the system had been upgraded to a very high level. Ding! The Hedonist Sovereign System has issued a mission. Defeat Ling Jiutian. Mission time limit, 6 months. If the mission is completed successfully, the system will reward host Qin 300,000 Hedonist points, a Lunar God armor, and a Star Technology Black Dragon tank. If the mission is failed, 600,000 Hedonist points will be deducted, and the Hedonist Sovereign System will be devoured. As soon as the Divine Dragon left, the system notification rang in Qin mind. This sudden mission made Qin feel pressured. Defeat Ling Jiutian in 6 months? This was a very difficult mission. The penalty for completing the mission was even more severe. The system would be devoured. The Dragon God Mountain suddenly became quiet. Qin and the Divine Dragon stood on the mountain peak, each deep in thought. After waiting for a long time, the Divine Dragon looked at Qin and asked, Has Ling Jiutian left? Qin nodded and said, He left a long time ago. Mystical Dragon's eyes flickered with shock. He rarely met his master in the past, and every time they did, they would only exchange a few words. Mystical Dragon had never seen his master fight. Only today did he realize how powerful Ling Jiutian was and how powerful Qin was. The Divine Dragon thought that he stood at the peak of China's secular world. Only now did he realize how insignificant he was. Qin, do you see anything wrong? The Divine Dragon had just obtained the Sovereign Peace System, and he was still a newcomer in the small circle of system owners. There's no doubt that Ling Jiutian has the system, and the development of the system is extremely powerful. Even I can't see through him. Qin paused for a few seconds, then continued with a solemn expression. I suspect that he is the creator of this system. He has a big secret hidden within him. The Divine Dragon was shocked by Qin's speculation. If that was the case, then China was likely to be in trouble. Ling Jiutian's own strength is superb, and with the help of the system, is there anyone in China who could defeat him? The Divine Dragon seemed to be mumbling to himself. Qin was also thinking about these questions. If Ling Jiutian's secret plan was to annex China and even the whole world, then it would be a disaster for Earth. With Ling Jiutian's personal strength and the powerful forces of the Martial Art Alliance, he really did have the strength to turn the world upside down. By the way, why did Ling Jiutian ask you to go to Neil's nest in South Africa to destroy the Golden Assassin Crew? The Divine Dragon could not understand his master's thoughts, so he suddenly thought of Qin. Qin did not understand why Ling Jiutian wanted him to go to South Africa. Logically speaking, with the strength of Ling Jiutian or the Martial Art Alliance, it would be a simple matter to destroy the Golden Assassin Crew. Yet, Ling Jiutian specifically asked Qin to handle this mission. Although I don't understand Ling Jiutian's intentions, there must be an unknown secret in South Africa. When I find the base of the Golden Assassin Crew, the truth will be revealed. Qin looked determined, and he had made up his mind to go. The Divine Dragon, on the other hand, looked worried. He had a feeling that this trip was fraught with grim possibilities. However, the Divine Dragon knew Qin's stubbornness. For the sake of his mother's whereabouts and the mystery of the system, Qin would go no matter what. I'll go with you this time, the Divine Dragon said after a moment of silence. Qin Fun's grave expression suddenly blossomed into a smile. He patted the divine dragon's shoulder and said, "Don't worry about me. You still have to stay in China and guard the peace and stability of the secular world. If you have nothing else to do, do more missions and strive to strengthen your peace system as soon as possible." The divine dragon was reluctant, but in the end, he still chose to stay at Mount Divine Dragon. As he watched Qin Fun's figure gradually disappear into the distance, the divine dragon felt a sense of admiration. Qin Fun shouldered too many responsibilities at such a young age, but he never retreated. He buried all the hardships and obstacles in his heart silently. Even the divine dragon began to respect this young man. Although he was usually dissolute, there was a perfect man hidden in Qin Fun's body. Many plans were suspended because of Ling Jiutian's appearance, and many plans were accelerated because of Ling Jiutian's appearance. Qin Fun returned to Hero City in the outer martial world and handed the base to Su Ruo and Shaoli to manage. He then went to Hero City in Acropolis City and played and laughed with the ladies and his brothers like nothing had happened. Chapter 1170. At the provincial capital international airport, a tall and sturdy figure walked past the security checkpoint. The man was a little strange. He wore a black windbreaker, a round hat, and a pair of sunglasses. He did not carry any luggage in his hands, as if he was trying to hide his identity. The man was really hiding his identity because his position in China was too powerful. The titles of the provincial capital's #1 hedonistic young master, China's Azure Dragon, the most powerful man in the secular world, and the leader of the martial arts world were not just for show. The reason why Qin Feng kept such a low profile was because he was afraid that he would be discovered when he entered the airport. Fully armed, Qin Feng's journey was smooth and unimpeded. He had already boarded a plane to South Africa. A few days ago, Qin Feng fought with Ling Jiutian at Mount Shenlong and agreed to help Ling Jiutian destroy the Golden Assassin Syndicate's main base near Neil's Nest. This time, he was going alone, and the odds were against him. "Hey, come out and let me sit inside. I like the seat by the window." After boarding the plane, Qin Feng sat by the window and closed his eyes to rest. Suddenly, an arrogant voice drifted into his ears. Qin Feng tilted his head and saw a man wearing a branded watch worth millions standing in the aisle. That hedonistic and arrogant attitude was very similar to the Qin Feng from a year ago. "Oh, why should I let you in? This is my seat." Most people would feel guilty when they saw this hedonistic young master, but Qin Feng did not even bother to look at him. Speaking of hedonistic young masters, Qin Feng was the #1 hedonistic young master in China. Young Master Ku's expression changed. Evidently, he did not expect Qin Feng to reject him. His expression turned ferocious as he bellowed at Qin Feng. "Brat, do you know who I am? I'll give you one last chance. Get your ass out here right now. Is that so? I'll also give you one last chance. Shut up, or else you'll shut up forever." An icy aura suddenly shot out from Qin Feng's body. Within this icy aura was a murderous aura. Qin Feng had truly killed people before. The murderous aura seemed to solidify, and it scared the young master so much that he fell on his butt in the aisle. You win. You're also going to South Africa, right? I'll teach you a lesson when I get off the plane." Young Master Kuo was stunned by Qin Feng's powerful aura, but for the sake of his face, he forced himself to say some harsh words. However, Qin Feng had already closed his eyes and meditated. With his current status, he couldn't be bothered with trash like this. Having been ignored by Qin Feng, young Master Kuo was so angry that smoke was coming out of his head. However, he was going to South Africa alone and didn't even have a bodyguard with him. He didn't dare to make a move against Qin Feng, so he stupidly stood on the walkway and sulked for a while. Young Master Kuo sat down on the empty seat next to Qin Feng. So this guy was sitting with Qin Feng. That rich young master was probably really frightened by the murderous aura that Qin Feng released earlier. After he sat down, he took out the iPad provided on the plane and started playing with it. He didn't dare to offend Qin Feng again. Qin Feng had long since thrown young Master Rich to the back of his mind. He simply didn't put this guy in his eyes. He leaned against the window and slept. Hi, are you going to South Africa too? Young Master Kwa, who was playing with the iPad and feeling bored, suddenly saw a great beauty sitting on the other side of the aisle. Lee was wearing a red windbreaker with a black sweater inside. Her chest was extremely impressive, and she was wearing black tight leather pants, which stretched her long and slender legs perfectly straight. Coupled with the red high heels on her feet, she was simply a fashionable city girl. Hearing young Master Kwa greet her, Leah slightly raised her eyebrows. She didn't even know this man. Sorry, I don't think I know you. Leah's attitude was cold, but young Master Kwa acted as if he didn't see it and took the initiative to strike up a conversation with her with a smile on his face. Hee. It doesn't matter if you don't know me. My name is Zhang Hua. Beautiful, what's your name? We can get to know each other now. As a hedonistic young master, Zhang Hua only did 3 things in his life: eat, sleep, and pick up girls. As long as he met a beautiful woman, Zhang Hua would immediately turn into a pig's head. Now that he was able to meet a top-notch beauty like Leah on the plane, Zhang Hua was so excited that he wanted to pounce on her. I don't want to know you. Can you please stop talking to me? Leah's face darkened. This time, she had received orders from her superiors to go to South Africa to investigate a major drug smuggling case. As a senior inspector in Hong Kong, Leah's ability to read people's expressions was much better than ordinary people. She had seen a lot of people, especially bad people with bad intentions. Leah could tell what Zhang Hua was thinking with a glance. Leah was not interested in this kind of lecherous and dissolute hedonistic young master at all. This was because after she became Qin Feng's woman, the other hedonistic young masters were like little kids in kindergarten. Beauty, you're wrong. You don't want to know me now because you don't know my identity. If you know my identity, I believe you'll want to know me. Zhang Hua had a complacent smile on his face. The girls he had picked up were more than the average person had eaten salt, so he had long since developed his own routine. After throwing out the bait, Zhang Hua smiled complacently as he waited for Leah to take the initiative to ask him questions. In the end, after waiting for a long time, he realized that Leah was already leaning against the seat and about to fall asleep. Cough, cough. Beauty, aren't you curious about my identity? I'm a big shot. Zhang Hua was speechless. He realized that Leah seemed to be different from other women. Leah had long since been fed up with Zhang Hua. She rolled her eyes and said coldly, I don't care who you are. Can you stop bothering me? The corner of Zhang Hua's mouth twitched. He felt as if his face had been slapped by an invisible palm. He was the son of a rich man. He had never failed to pick up girls before. Listen up. I am the only son of South Africa's business tycoon, Zhang Yunqing. I have tens of billions of dollars in wealth. Beauty, do you know what to do now? Zhang Hua revealed his identity. He was truly an extraordinary rich young master. However, all of this had nothing to do with Leah. From start to finish, Leah was too lazy to even look at Zhang Hua. Zhang Hua crossed his legs again, waiting for Leah to take the initiative to curry favor with him. But in the end, there was no news of her. This feeling was terrible. Even Zhang Hua felt like a clown. Are you pretending with lousy? Today, I'll use money to smash you into your original form. Zhang Hua's status was there. His temper was exceptionally hot. After being ignored by Leah several times, he directly took out a stack of red bills from his wallet and threw it towards Leah's chest. This is 20,000. Is it enough to make a friend? After Zhang Hua threw the money, his attitude was still extremely arrogant. However, Leah turned into a black shadow and came over. She raised her jade hands and greeted him with 2 slaps, causing Zhang Hua to spin on the spot. Stinking brat, look carefully. I am a senior inspector of Hong Kong. How dare you insult the police? I think you don't want to live anymore. Leah was also a hot-tempered person. How could she tolerate Zhang Hua's frivolous actions? After slapping him twice, she raised her foot and stepped on Zhang Hua's crotch. The sharp high heels landed accurately on the ground, causing Zhang Hua's screams to resound throughout the cabin. You dare to come out and pick up girls with this sissy? If you dare to say another word of nonsense to me, I'll step on your head. Leah was finally satisfied with the beating. After reprimanding Zhang Hua for a while, she returned to her seat as if nothing had happened. When the police on the plane heard the news, they rushed over. Seeing Zhang Hua clutching his crotch and squatting on the ground, they immediately went up to ask about the situation. "Sir, what's wrong? Are you all right?" Zhang Hua felt like he had been kicked, but how could he have a nerve to say it out loud in front of everyone? Furthermore, Zhang Hua found out about Li Ye's identity. This woman was actually a senior inspector of Hong Kong. Zhang Hua originally wanted to let the police capture Li Ye, but he immediately dispelled that thought. "I'm fine. You guys go do whatever you need to do." Zhang Hua had a stomach full of anger and nowhere to vent it. He actually shouted at the two policemen who had rushed over. The two of them looked at each other with a puzzled expression on their faces. "You're really sick. Why are you shouting if you have nothing to do?" The police officers didn't like Zhang Hua, so they complained and left. Zhang Hua was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. He felt that he had forgotten to look at the almanac when he went out today. Ever since he got on this plane, everything had gone wrong. At this time, the plane had already begun to take off. Zhang Hua squatted on the ground for a while before finally alleviating some of the pain. He held onto his seat and returned to his seat. Qin Feng, who had been sleeping against the window, had already woken up. Under his sunglasses, he stared at Li Ye, who was on the other side of the aisle, and the corner of his mouth raised into a mischievous smile. "Stinking brat, what are you laughing at? That girl is gay. Even if you go get her, you'll still be beaten up." Zhang Hua thought that Qin Feng was mocking him for failing to pick up girls, and immediately complained to Qin Feng. Qin Feng had been looking at Li Ye the entire time, and only now did his gaze land on Zhang Hua. "It's fine if you're ugly and uncultured, but why don't you admit it?" Qin Feng said with a faint smile. Zhang Hua was instantly enraged. If it wasn't for the killing intent that Qin Feng had admitted earlier, Zhang Hua would have fought with Qin Feng. "Humph, you say I don't know how to pick up girls? I'm a seducer saint. I've played with more girls than you've ever seen, and you think you have the right to teach me a lesson?" Zhang Hua said fiercely. Qin Feng laughed disapprovingly. "Who doesn't know how to brag? If you're really that amazing, why didn't you pick up that girl?" Zhang Hua was choked speechless by Qin Feng's words. This Li Yu was truly the most troublesome woman he had ever met. She was actually indifferent to his identity. "I already said that this woman is gay, so of course she wouldn't like men. This has nothing to do with my charm. It's that woman's problem." Zhang Hua defended himself in all sorts of ways. He could even think of a lie that Li Yu is gay. "I don't believe in that excuse of a beauty being gay. How about we make a bet?" Qin Feng smiled at Zhang Hua. "Bet what? Tell me first. How could Zhang Hua admit defeat?" Chapter 1171. "Huh. All right. I'll bet with you. What do you want to bet? I'll even bet my life with you." Zhang Hua was stunned for a moment, then suddenly laughed out loud. His laughter was like a madman's, attracting many disdainful gazes from the surrounding people. However, Zhang Hua did not care about everyone's expressions. He was truly amused by Qin Feng's confidence. Just now, Zhang Hua had already revealed the fact that he was the only son of a rich young master, but Li Ye was still indifferent. Zhang Hua sized up Qin Feng and did not find anything special about him. Even if he was beaten to death, Zhang Hua would not believe that Qin Feng could get that woman. However, Qin Feng's expression was indifferent. With a calm smile on his face, he said, "Then let's bet that whoever loses will strip naked on the plane. Remember, it's completely naked." After Qin Feng said the bet, Zhang Hua was stunned for a few seconds. Following that, a brilliant smile blossomed on his face. He was about to be amused to death by Qin Feng. Zhang Hua firmly refused to believe that Qin Feng could pick up Li Ye. That woman was a senior inspector of Hong Kong. It was as if Zhang Hua had already seen the scene of Qin Feng failing to pick up Li Ye, being beaten up by Li Ye, losing the bet, running around naked in public, and being taken away by the police as a lunatic. "Ha ha. All right, I'll bet with you. Hurry up and go. I'm going to start the time." Zhang Hua had an impatient expression and had already started to look at the time on his watch. Previously, Qin Feng was unwilling to change places with Zhang Hua, but this made Zhang Hua extremely angry. He had always hated Qin Feng and wanted to find an opportunity to take revenge, but now, this idiot had created an opportunity for himself. Looking at Zhang Hua, who was still proud of himself after being sold, Qin Feng felt that it was funny. He did not waste any more words with Zhang Hua, stood up and walked to Li Ye's side. "Beauty, can I sit with you? I'll hug you and sit." Qin Feng stood on the aisle and looked at Li Ye with a mischievous smile. His voice was neither loud nor soft, and everyone around could hear him. Everyone looked at Qin Feng in astonishment, stunned by this person's bold and shameless actions. Huh. Zhang Hua couldn't help but laugh wildly again. He had thought that Qin Feng would have some outstanding methods of picking up girls, but in the end he said such words that deserved a beating. Zhang Hua was waiting for Qin Feng to be slapped twice by Li Ye in the next second. "You stinking hooligan!" Sure enough, when Li Ye heard Qin Feng's frivolous words, she jumped up in anger and slapped him. However, before her palm could land on Qin Feng's face, it was grabbed by Qin Feng's big palm. "Little girl, it's your fortune that I want to hug you. Do you still want to resist?" Qin Feng looked at Li Ye with a smile. At this moment, Qin Feng was wearing a round hat and sunglasses, so Li Ye did not recognize Qin Feng at first. However, Li Ye was extremely familiar with Qin Feng's voice. Her delicate body suddenly trembled, and after carefully sizing up Qin Feng's body and mouth, she was sure that the man in front of her was Qin Feng. "Master, I know I was wrong. You can hug me however you want." Li Ye, who was still strong and cold a second ago, suddenly fell into Qin Feng's embrace. Li Ye hadn't seen Qin Feng since the siege of the Verdant Gate base in Zhongchuan City, Hong Kong. Now that they suddenly met on the plane, Li Ye was so excited that she wanted to melt into Qin Feng's chest. The surrounding people were instantly dumbfounded, and their jaws dropped to the ground. Li Ye was tall and sexy. After boarding the plane, she became the focus of the entire cabin. Not only did Zhang Hua take a fancy to Li Ye, many of the men in the neighboring seats stole glances at Li Ye from time to time. When everyone saw this fiery-tempered and powerful beauty lying in Qin Feng's embrace like an obedient little lamb, they all regretted it to death. If they knew this would happen, they would have gone ahead and flirted with her. This girl was actually the introverted type. Qin Feng carried Li Ye and sat down on Li Ye's seat. Li Ye sat in Qin Feng's embrace and hugged Qin Feng's neck, refusing to come down even if he told her to. Zhang Hua was already dumbstruck. The scene of Qin Feng being beaten up did not appear, but the two of them were hugging each other. "Why? Why did you come to the capital?" Qin Feng whispered into Li Ye's ear. Li Ye also bit Qin Feng's ear and said, "After the encirclement and annihilation of the Verdant sect, I was afraid that you would be injured, so I went to the capital and Acropolis City to look for you. However, everyone said that you went to the outer martial arts world. I didn't know where you were in the outer martial arts world, so I waited for you in the capital for a few days. In the end, I received a mission from my superiors today, so I took a plane from the capital to South Africa." Halfway through, Li suddenly thought of an important matter and hurriedly asked Qin Feng, "That's right, darling. Why are you also on this plane? Are you also going to South Africa?" Qin Feng looked around. It was really inconvenient to talk here, so he said to Li Ye, "Follow me to the washroom. We'll talk in detail." Li Ye obediently stood up and followed behind Qin Feng to the washroom. Everyone watched as the two of them entered one after another. All of their mouths were wide open, and they were so shocked that their bodies were covered with cuts and bruises. At this moment, Zhang Hua finally started to feel nervous. He never thought that Qin Feng would really be able to win Li Ye's heart. However, the two of them had already entered the washroom sweetly. How could this be fake? "Darling, I really missed you to death. Did you get injured after surrounding the Verdant sect?" After entering the washroom, Li Ye became even more daring. She directly threw herself into Qin Feng's embrace and kissed his face. As Hong Kong's most beautiful miss for 3 consecutive years, Li Ye's appearance and figure were indescribable. Qin Feng hugged her soft and elastic skin and forced himself to calm down. "Let's get down to business first. Why are you going to South Africa?" Qin Feng suddenly became serious. Li Ye's pretty face turned red. She hugged Qin Feng's neck and said, Our superiors discovered that a group of Hong Kong criminals were smuggling drugs in South Africa and told me to investigate this matter. Chin Feng frowned. This kind of drug lord's case was extremely dangerous. How dangerous would it be for Leah to go alone? Luckily, Chin Feng was also going to South Africa this time, so he could take good care of this woman. Your superior's heart is really big. Why would he send a woman like you? It's so dangerous. Chin Feng complained. Being cared for by Chin Feng, Leah felt an indescribable sweetness in her heart. She hugged Chin Feng even tighter. Hee. This isn't the superior's idea. I took the initiative to take this case. You know I hate drugs the most. I catch every bad guy I see. Chin Feng had known Leah for quite a long time. This girl was kind and was definitely a good police officer with a strong sense of responsibility. All right, it just so happens that I'm going to South Africa to destroy the Golden Assassin cruise base. When the time comes, I'll help you catch the drug lords. Chin Feng was also helpless against Leah, so he shook his head helplessly. Leah screamed excitedly. With a great expert like Chin Feng protecting her, Leah immediately felt much more at ease. Darling, you're really too kind. So you're going to South Africa to fight the Golden Assassin crew. I've heard of this organization before. They're also a group of deranged scum. As long as you give them gold, they'll dare to do anything. This kind of bad guys must be eliminated. Leah's sense of justice was bursting, and the few things Chin Feng had done recently were all things that upheld justice. For example, the verdant sect that he had just destroyed and the Golden Assassin crew that Chin Feng was about to destroy. Leah was infatuated by Chin Feng's actions. At this time, she was already hanging on Chin Feng's body with her legs crossed. Her beautiful and exquisite face was flushed red, and she said in a spoiled manner with a fiery tenderness, "Darling, we haven't done that in a long time. Under normal circumstances, Leah was already alluring enough. Now that she was acting spoiled, she was even more like a little demon." Chin Feng turned around and placed Leah on the sink, and the curtains of a great battle began. 20 minutes later, Leah and Chin Feng walked out of the washroom. When the two of them walked back through the corridor, the passengers in the cabin all looked at Chin Feng and Leah with strange expressions. Chin Feng acted as if nothing had happened, but Leah's face was completely red, as if she was a little shy. "Xiaoya, sit back and rest for a while. I have something to do." Chin Feng sent Leah back to her seat, then turned to look at Zhang Hua, who was sitting blankly on the other side of the aisle, and said, "Our bet has already come to an end. You can run naked now." Zhang Hua had been feeling uneasy ever since Chin Feng and Leah entered the washroom. Now that he saw the two of them coming out, Leah's face was flushed red, and there was a red glow on her neck that had yet to fade away. This was obviously a reaction from a huge battle. "I didn't lose." Who knows what you guys did in the washroom? I told you guys you didn't do anything." Zhang Hua knew that he had lost, but he started to act shamelessly. Chin Feng had a faint smile on his face. He liked to take care of trash, like Zhang Hua, who didn't keep his word. "You want to act shamelessly, right? I'll give you one last chance. Do you want to take it off yourself? Or do you want it to help you?" Zhang Hua once again felt a chill shoot out from Chin Feng's body. That powerful and overbearing aura made Zhang Hua's heart tremble. However, Zhang Hua couldn't run naked in public. He was the only son of South Africa's business tycoon, Zhang Yinqing. How could he lose face like this? "Stinking brat, I don't understand what you're saying. If you dare to force me to do something I don't want to do, be careful that I call the police to arrest you." Zhang Hua had already made his decision. He planned to act shamelessly to the end. Leah had been watching the situation. She still didn't know about the bet between Chin Feng and Zhang Hua. However, Chin Feng had a calm smile on his face. He didn't care about Zhang Hua's shameless behavior at all. Rumble. Chin Feng casually slapped his hand, and a ball of raging fire suddenly appeared and directly burned Zhang Tianhua's body. This flame was also strange. It was as if it had eyes and only burned Zhang Tianhua's clothes. As for the seats and other items on the plane, there was no sign of fire at all. Fire. Where did the fire come from? Save me, I'm on fire." Zhang Hua raised his head and stubbornly wanted to fight Chin Feng to the end. In the end, it turned into a ghostly wail and wolf howl in an instant. The passengers in the cabin immediately burst into an uproar, and the scene became a pot of porridge. Zhang Hua had already become a man of fire. His body emitted flames that were more than 2 meters tall. Even his appearance could not be seen clearly. Only his blood-curdling screams could be heard from the flames. Why did the plane suddenly catch fire? It's over, it's over. Are we all going to die? The plane is going to crash. Parachute. Where's the parachute? Already told you not to take the plane, but you didn't listen. Now look at it. You lost your life on a honeymoon. Sob sob. Chapter 1172. A sudden fire on the plane was a very serious matter. The entire cabin was already in a mess. Leah became nervous and immediately threw herself into Qin Feng's embrace. She hugged Qin Feng's neck tightly and said, "Darling, are we going to die together? But to die with you, I'm not afraid at all." Seeing Leah's extremely serious expression, Qin Feng smiled and slapped her. "But what do you mean by death? I'm just punishing that bastard a little. Nothing will happen." The destructive flames were under Qin Feng's control, so naturally nothing would happen. Leah suddenly woke up from her stupor. She just remembered Qin Feng's miraculous methods. Back then, Leah's first time was fighting with Qin Feng on the back of the flaming golden eagle. Even if the plane crashed, with Qin Feng's methods, nothing would happen to him. "What's going on? Let's all calm down and return to our seats." The commotion here was huge, and several policemen and air stewardesses rushed over. The policemen were a little braver. When they saw the fire, they rushed over to help put it out. The air stewardess, on the other hand, was so scared that her legs went limp and she sat on the ground, unable to get up. How could the passengers calm down? The plane was on fire and was about to explode. The cabin was filled with screams and cries, and the aisles were completely blocked. No one could get out. "Everyone make way. We want to put out the fire. As long as we put out the fire, nothing will happen." The two policemen who came to ask about Zhang Hua's situation rushed over again. Both of them held a fire extinguisher in their hands, and when they rushed to Zhang Hua's side, they immediately opened the fire extinguisher and sprayed it at Zhang Hua's body. This la. The white foam collided with Zhang Hua's body and knocked him to the ground. The flames on Zhang Hua's body were the flames of destruction. How could they be extinguished by ordinary fire extinguishers? However, when Qin Feng saw that Zhang Hua was about to be burned to death, he moved his mind instructs, and the flames of destruction seemed to be gradually extinguished by the fire extinguisher. Seeing that the flames had disappeared, the chaotic crowd finally calmed down a little. Everyone gathered around Zhang Hua and looked over. The two policemen finally saw Zhang Hua's face clearly and were shocked. "Io, what the hell? Was it a person on fire? I thought it was a seat or something that had caught fire. Is this person still alive? After burning for so long, he must be dead, right?" The two policemen became nervous. If someone were to die on the plane, it would be a big problem. Just as one of them was about to reach out to check Zhang Hua's breath and pulse, Zhang Hua suddenly sat up, as if he had suddenly come back to life, scaring everyone into crying out in alarm. "Ah, everyone run. That kid's coming back to life. It's too scary. It's really too scary. I'll never take this plane again. Mom, that uncle is so perverted. He came up without clothes." The crowd ran and screamed, but there were still some bold people who surrounded the area to see what was going on. Zhang Hua's clothes had been burnt by the flames. Now he jumped up and looked around like a fool, shouting, "Fuck! Why are you all crowding around here? Hurry up and get back to your seat. Haven't you seen a handsome guy before?" Zhang Hua was confused by the fire of destruction, so he didn't realize that he was in a vacuum state. The crowd of onlookers finally woke up, and a few female university students immediately covered their mouths and screamed, "Ah, damn pervert! Shameless, you actually dare to be naked on the plane. Do you still have any public morals? Fuck you, bastard. You've lost all the face of a man. I'll beat you to death on behalf of justice." The group of beauties were so scared that they covered their faces and ran away, but there were still a few dinosaur-level aunties standing at the side, giggling and watching with great interest. A few hot-tempered brawny men had already rushed forward, trampling on Zhang Hua. Zhang Hua had just stood up when he was kicked to the ground. He finally realized that his clothes had been burnt. Running naked in front of the entire cabin, Zhang Hua was so embarrassed that he wanted to dig a hole to hide. "Hey, you guys hurry up and stop. Do you know who I am? Huh, you still dare to fight? I am Io. Big brothers, spare me. This little brother's waist is about to be broken." Zhang Hua had been arrogant from being beaten like a dog. In the end, he begged for mercy. The 5 or 6 strong men were fighting with all their might. They didn't care about Zhang Hua's background. After all, they would get off the plane after a while. Who the hell knew who they were? "Everyone stop, or we'll arrest you." The flight attendant finally came back to her senses and hurriedly came up to stop everyone. The few strong men also had a good time, so they all ran away. In a short while, they disappeared into the chaotic crowd. No one knew who had attacked just now. Zhang Hua was lying naked in the aisle. He even shyly covered his important parts with his hands. The entire cabin was filled with discussions and spittle. They were all accusing Zhang Hua of immoral behavior. "Fuck, who hit me just now? If you have the guts, come out now. See if I don't kill you." Zhang Hua's entire body was covered in shoe prints. This was the first time he had been beaten so badly in his life. The men who attacked him were so angry that they wanted to rush up and beat Zhang Hua up again. Even the 2 police officers couldn't stand Zhang Hua's arrogant attitude. This man deserved to be beaten up. "Stop talking nonsense. You actually ran naked on the plane. We have to restrain you first. After the plane lands, we'll take you down to be dealt with by the police." The 2 police officers carried Zhang Hua towards the staff room in the cabin. Zhang Hua was extremely depressed. How could he have willingly run naked? He had been burned to this state by Qin Feng. "I'm a victim." Along the way, Zhang Hua's strange cries could be heard. He wanted to explain to the police, but the 2 of them completely ignored Zhang Hua. They even had the thought of sewing up Zhang Hua's mouth. Zhang Hua was finally taken away, and the cabin quickly returned to normal. Everyone returned to their seats, and many people were still talking about Zhang Hua's matter. Leah came to Zhang Hua's previous seat and sat down. Along the way, she held Qin Feng's arm and talked and laughed. They had long since forgotten about Zhang Hua. That stinking idiot couldn't affect Qin Feng and Leah's mood at all. "All right, darling, have you been to South Africa before? Is there anyone to pick you up?" As the 2 of them chatted, Leah got down to business. "This time, I went to South Africa alone because I wanted to destroy the Golden Assassin Group's base. I was afraid that more people would know and the news would leak out." Qin Feng said. Leah suddenly hugged Qin Feng's arm tightly and shouted excitedly, "Haha, that's great. I can finally help darling this time. I have a friend over there, and she's a great beauty. I told her before I got on the plane that she'll come and pick us up later. When that time comes, you can ask her for help if you need anything. We're good friends." Qin Feng nodded. Getting to know someone in South Africa could solve a lot of problems. It was also Qin Feng's first time going to South Africa, so he didn't know the specific location of the Golden Assassin Group. When the time comes, he could ask Leah's good friend if she knew about this. The 2 chatted, and time flew by. The plane had already arrived at the airport in South Africa. At this time, the sky outside of South Africa was bright. It was noon. Qin Feng and Leah got off the plane. When they arrived at the airport lobby, a tall beauty with golden curly hair came up to them. "Io, I really missed you. Xiaoya, why are you getting prettier and prettier? I'm jealous of you." After Leah was hugged, she instinctively put her guard up. However, after recognizing the beauty, she shouted and jumped in surprise. Sister Lucy, I haven't seen you for 2 years, and you've become more and more beautiful." The 2 beauties hugged each other and shouted excitedly, instantly attracting the gazes of many men. After those men saw them, they shook their heads and sighed. They thought to themselves, how can such beautiful beauties be gay? However, Leah didn't care about the strange gazes around her. After she chatted with Lucy for a while, she finally remembered Qin Feng. She grabbed Qin Feng's arm and said proudly, "Sister Lucy, let me introduce you. This is my man, Qin Feng." "Qin Feng, this is my good friend from South Africa, Lucy. She's also from Hong Kong." She used to participate in beauty pageants with me and became good friends. Sister Lucy's family is very rich. My dad has a big business in South Africa, so you have to hurry up. Leah introduced each other half-jokingly. Lucy was obviously a more open beauty. She suddenly went to Qin Feng's side and hugged his other arm. She even went along with Leah's joke and said, "Ha ha, since Xiaoyu doesn't mind, then I won't be polite with you. Your boyfriend is tall and mighty. He's my type." Leah really didn't care how many women Qin Feng had, because Qin Feng already had enough women in China. "Sister Lucy, I'm serious. If you like it, then go ahead and mess around with Qin Feng. My man's identity is very special, so I won't talk too much with you. But as a good sister, I'll secretly reveal some news to you. If you follow Qin Feng, you won't have to worry for the rest of your life." Lucy didn't take Leah's words seriously and thought that Leah was joking. When it came to wealth, Lucy was definitely a little rich. She was the only daughter in her family. Her father was involved in some big projects such as diamonds and oil in South Africa. His assets were worth tens of billions, which was enough for Lucy to squander for a lifetime. "Really? Then I won't be polite. Qin Feng, give me a wave." Lucy purposely joked with Leah and pretended to kiss Qin Feng. Leah didn't care at all and looked at her expectantly. But this time, Qin Feng suddenly lowered his head and touched Lucy's sexy red lips, causing Lucy, who was like fire, to jump out in fright. "Ah, why are you so kissing? This is my first kiss, you." Lucy was a little angry. Although she was usually carefree, dressed, and did things in a very open manner, she had never had a boyfriend until now. Deep down, she was actually a very conservative woman and would only have sex with one man in her life. Chapter 1173. Lucy was really angry, but she was only angry at Qin Feng. As an attractive and wealthy single woman, Lucy had high standards. She had never taken a fancy to any man in her life, let alone fooling around with a man. Now, her first kiss was gone just like that. If it wasn't for the fact that Qin Feng was Leah's boyfriend, Lucy would have kicked him to death. Hee hee. "All right, big sister Lucy, you were the one who took the initiative to tease my man. I haven't even gotten angry yet, but you're the one who got angry first." Leah understood Lucy's feelings, so she hugged her arm and began to comfort her. Lucy and Leah hadn't seen each other for more than 2 years, so it wasn't good for her to lose her temper the moment they met. "All right, ignore that pervert. Let's go together and let him follow behind as a bodyguard." "All right, I've already held a party at home to welcome you to South Africa." Lucy's anger came and went quickly. After chatting with Leah for a while, she suddenly became happy again. The two women walked in front with their arms around each other, chatting and laughing. Qin Feng followed behind them like a bodyguard. Lucy was dressed very sexily. She wore a seaside-style short skirt in the winter, revealing a pair of slender, white, and beautiful legs. Wherever she went, she would definitely turn her head. However, Qin Feng quickly realized that South Africa wasn't cold at all. Walking out of the airport, the beauties on the street were all dressed in revealing clothes. Lucy was indeed a rich young lady. She drove a Maybach, and when she walked on the road, she attracted a lot of attention. Lucy had already left the airport with Qin Feng and Leah, but at this time, Zhang Hua rushed into the airport hall in a hurry. He had put on a black suit from somewhere, and the two police officers in front of him said that they would bring Zhang Hua to the police station, but it seemed like they did not succeed. "Young Master Zhang." Just as Zhang Hua appeared in the airport, 4 bodyguards in black suits rushed over. Zhang Hua was too lazy to pay attention to these 4 people. His gaze quickly searched the airport concourse for that brat Qin Feng. "Young Master Zhang, what are you looking for?" One of the bodyguards asked carefully. When Zhang Hua saw that Qin Feng and Liu were not in the airport hall, he was afraid that they had already left. He immediately flew into a rage. "Motherfucker, did you see a man and a woman? The woman is very beautiful, and the man is about 8 meters tall and burly." Zhang Hua described Qin Feng's appearance to the bodyguard. On the plane, he was miserably played by Qin Feng. Once he got off the plane, he impatiently tried to stop Qin Feng and take revenge. In the end, he was 1 step too late. "Young Master Zhang, we have been waiting for you to come out. The others didn't pay much attention to you, the bodyguard said respectfully. Zhang Hua stomped his feet angrily and slapped the bodyguard on the head. "You bunch of trash." The 4 bodyguards were all experts in fighting 1 against 10, but after being slapped by Zhang Hua, they didn't dare to get angry. Seeing that Zhang Hua had already walked out of the airport lobby aggressively, the 4 quickly followed him all the way. It was Qin Feng and Lia's first time in South Africa, and they were very excited to see the unfamiliar streets. "Sister Lucy, you won't stay here forever, will you? When are you going back to Hong Kong?" Lia sat in the car and looked around. She had endless things to say to Lucy. "My dad has been expanding his business here for the past few years, and I'm here to help. After a few years, the business will be completely stable, and I will go back. After all, I'm a Chinese, so I will naturally settle down in China." Lia was instantly happy. She clapped her hands and cheered. "Great, great. When Sister Lucy arrives in Hong Kong, you must tell me. I will pick you up at the airport." "That's for sure. We're the best of sisters." Lucy's smile was very enchanting. Qin Feng took a few more glances at her from the rearview mirror. "All right, why did you suddenly come to South Africa? Don't tell me you are here to travel with Qin Feng. Oh my God, don't tell me you are already married and are here for your honeymoon." Lucy was so excited that she almost drove the car into a tree. Lia's heart was filled with yearning. She really wanted to marry Qin Feng immediately, but Qin Feng was too busy, and there were so many women around. Lia didn't know when it would be her turn. "Sister Lucy, don't worry. Qin Feng and I are not married yet, so you still have a chance. Don't be discouraged," Lia said, half-jokingly. Lucy actually didn't have a good impression of Qin Feng. Although this man was a little more handsome and tall, he was too fickle in love. When they were at the airport, he actually kissed her in front of Lia. Did he ever think about her and Lia's feelings? Lucy also really treated Lia as her best friend. She didn't think that Lia and Qin Feng would be together. However, Qin Feng was sitting in the back row, so Lucy couldn't say these things in public. "Forget about me. But Xiaoya, your conditions are not bad either. You should talk to a few more men before deciding on marriage." Lucy only vaguely nodded, but Lia understood what Lucy meant. She only smiled and didn't say anything. "All right, Sister Lucy. Actually, I am here to investigate a large drug trafficking gang. I want to catch a big drug lord." Lia suddenly got down to business. This topic changed too quickly. Lucy was shocked and almost flipped the car again. "Cough, cough. Xiaoya, what do you want me to say about you? You're a woman. Why do you have to be a police officer? In the past, during the beauty pageant, I advised you to come with me to South Africa to develop together. You, on the other hand, directly rejected me and all the film and television entertainment companies in Hong Kong. You gave up your bright future to become a police officer. And this time, you want to catch some big drug lord? Do you want to die?" Lucy didn't understand Lia's beliefs, but Lia didn't care. She knew that Sister Lucy was doing it for her own good. "All right, Sister Lucy, I've already accepted the mission and come to South Africa. It's useless for you to persuade me now. You have to help me. And when the time comes, help me find out some information." Lucy had always treated Lia like a sister, so she couldn't do anything about Lia's request. She angrily pouted and said, "I'll see how I feel." After driving for an unknown period of time, the car finally stopped in an independent courtyard. Just as Lucy and Lia got out of the car, an old butler from China ran over from the courtyard. "Miss Lucy, you're back. These two must be your friends." Lucy threw the car key to the butler and said, "My good bestie Lia, that's..." "Sigh, just pretend that you didn't see that person." When Lucy found out that Lia came to South Africa to catch a big drug lord, she was worried that Lia was in a bad mood. Now, she couldn't be bothered to pay attention to Qin Feng. "Hee hee. Miss Lia, welcome to South Africa. Miss Lucy knew that you're coming today, so she already had a big party. I wish Miss Lia a good time." The old butler was a very perceptive person and praised Lia. Lucy nodded at the old butler with satisfaction, then held Lia's arm and walked inside, completely ignoring Qin Feng's existence. Lia was more or less worried about Qin Feng. She was deeply afraid that Qin Feng's self-esteem would be hurt. But when she turned around and glanced at Qin Feng, she immediately felt that she was thinking too much. Qin Feng was lustfully staring at Lucy's long legs happily. Sister Lucy, you're finally back. The sisters are all waiting for you to start. Sister Lucy, you're so beautiful today. I'm so envious. Sister Lucy brought a friend over? This sister is also beautiful. Her skin is as white and tender as a newborn baby. Beauty, what brand of skincare products do you use? Lucy brought Leah to a villa, and a large group of beauties in bikinis ran over. It seemed like Lucy was the big sister of these people, and her status was unquestionable. Qin Feng was dazzled the moment he entered the house. He felt that this happiness had come too suddenly. These colorful bikini beauties were all pretty good, even though they were a lot worse than Leah and Lucy, but it was still okay to look at them. Sisters, let me make a grand introduction. This is my good sister, Leah. She's the champion of Hong Kong's beauty pageant for 3 consecutive years. Back then, she even suppressed me in the competition. That year, I was the runner-up. Lucy's words made Leah a little embarrassed. The group of bikini beauties covered their mouths and cried out in surprise. No wonder Leah was so beautiful. She was the champion of a beauty pageant. Sister Lucy, who is that man? After introducing Leah, someone in the group of beauties became interested in Qin Feng. Qin Feng was tall, mighty, and handsome. He was a very attractive man. Lucy saw that all the girls were infatuated with him, rolled her eyes, and said, "That's a bodyguard. Stop fantasizing." Lucy's words caused the light in the girls' eyes to dim. These bikini beauties were all very realistic. They would rather sleep next to a 50-year-old CEO than sleep next to a penniless handsome guy. The girls had already surrounded Lucy and walked out of the villa. There was a huge open-air pool at the entrance of the villa, and there was a large group of bikini beauties playing in the pool. There were also quite a few men playing. Leah's quality of life in Hong Kong was average. After suddenly arriving at this palace-like, luxurious villa, she was so surprised that she was speechless. Qin Feng, on the other hand, had an indifferent expression on his face. After all this time, he was holding a grand banquet. Sister Lucy, everyone is waiting for you. Where did you go? A group of men surrounded him and greeted Lucy. Suddenly, a cry of surprise came from the crowd. One of the Chinese men had a young model in his arms, but he still stared at Leah and laughed. Yo, Sister Lucy brought a great beauty. Hello, beauty. My name is Yuan Kai, and I'm doing pretty well in South Africa. If you have any needs, feel free to look for me. Yuan Kai extended his hand to shake Leah's hand, but Leah smiled and rejected him. Another rich young master standing beside him laughed out loud. Haha, young Master Yuan, the beauty doesn't like you, let me do it. My name is Zhao Kuan. I'm handsome and rich. Do you want to develop with me? Zhao Kuan also had a young model in his arms, but he still wanted to hit on Leah. These fellows were all hedonistic young masters. They only thought about picking up girls when they had nothing better to do, but whenever they saw a beauty, they would not be able to walk. Chapter 1174. Leah didn't say anything from start to finish. She only had Qin Feng in her heart, and no other men could enter her eyes. Lucy secretly glanced at Qin Feng. She discovered that when Xiaoyu was being flirted with by other men, Qin Feng didn't even dare to let out a fart. Instead, he was secretly staring at her beautiful legs. Lucy was instantly enraged. Yuan Kai, Zhao Kuan, I told you not to act recklessly. The main reason is that Leah has a boyfriend. Lucy suddenly had the thought of suppressing Qin Feng. She wanted Leah to see Qin Feng's character clearly, and couldn't let her good sister be defiled by scum. The two rich young masters suddenly froze, looked at Lucy and asked, Sister Lucy, where is this beauty's boyfriend? Why don't I see him? Which family's young master is he? Yuan Kai and Zhao Kuan saw that Leah was so beautiful and sexy, and that Lucy had always been protecting Leah. This caused Yuan Kai and Zhao Kuan to instinctively think that Leah's boyfriend was also a very powerful person. At the very least, his status and family background were more powerful than theirs. Lucy glared at Qin Feng behind her and said, Hey, aren't you guys standing there? Can't you see him? Yuan Kai and Zhao Kuen's gaze fell on Qin Feng, and they were immediately speechless. It wasn't that they didn't see Qin Feng, but they had treated Qin Feng as the two girls' bodyguard from the start. Oh my god, that bodyguard is Beauty Xiaoya's boyfriend? I really couldn't tell. Yuan Kai stared at Qin Feng with a playful expression, and his words were filled with disdain. Zhao Kun also looked down on Qin Feng and said to Liya, Beauty Xiaoya, you're so beautiful, and your figure is so sexy, but your taste isn't that good. What's so good about that kind of bodyguard? You'd better quickly break up with him, or else you'll definitely regret it in the future. Yuan Kai and Zhao Kun originally thought that they had no chance, but now they saw hope again. Compared Qin Feng, the two of them felt that they were simply superior. Pay attention to your words. My boyfriend is very powerful. Be careful that he doesn't let you guys off easily. Liya was angered by Yuan Kai and Zhao Kuen's words. In Liya's eyes, there was no man in China who was more outstanding than Qin Feng. Qin Feng was just keeping a low profile, otherwise he would be able to crush this group of idle young masters to death with just a casual reveal of his identity. Yuan Kai and Zhao Kun were disdainful. They didn't put Qin Feng in their eyes at all. The two of them were also depressed in their hearts. There was nothing to say about Liya's looks. She was even comparable to Lucy's, but her brain did not seem to be working well. She actually fancied a bodyguard like Qin Feng. Yuan Kai still wanted to flirt with Liya, so he did not want to make things difficult for Liya. He smiled and walked to Qin Feng's side, casually took out a cigar, and put it in his mouth. Then he snapped his fingers, and a lackey immediately ran over to help Yuan Kai light the fire. Who? Yuan Kai took a deep drag on his cigarette, then blew out a long smoke ring towards Qin Feng's face. This action was extremely provocative, and the group of beauties and rich young masters all roared with laughter. Liya was so angry that her face turned green. She looked like she was about to attack at any time. Lucy secretly shook her head. Yuan Kai was already so arrogant, but Qin Feng did not move. This kind of man with no backbone, no matter what, she could not let him be with Xiaoya. Hee. Qin Feng, right? This is $100,000. Take it as me buying your bodyguard status today. You can scram now. I'll take care of the beauty Xiaoya. After blowing out the smoke ring, Yuan Kai took the wallet from his lackey, casually pulled out a stack of money, and threw it on Qin Feng's chest. $100,000 scattered on the ground, causing the eyes of the bikini-clad beauties to shine, but Qin Feng's expression was indifferent. From start to finish, he did not even look at the money. Stinking brat, I want you to apologize to Qin Feng. Liya could not hold it in anymore. She walked over and reprimanded Yuan Kai. These ignorant people did not know Qin Feng's identity, but Liya was very clear. This was the Chinese hero who mobilized the martial arts world to encircle and annihilate China's verdant sect. Now, he came to South Africa alone to attack the Golden Assassin crew. How could trash like Yuan Kai humiliate him? Xiaoya, come back quickly. Lucy was completely disappointed in Qin Feng. As Liya's good sister, she had no choice but to ruthlessly separate Qin Feng and Liya. This was also for Liya's future happiness. However, Liya did not retreat. Her beautiful eyes flashed with a cold light, causing Yuan Kai to feel a little guilty. Stinking brat, is that all you can do? You only dare to stand behind a woman, right? If I were you, I'd just commit suicide. You're simply throwing the face of us men. Yuan Kai was a little afraid of Liya, so he started to act wildly towards Qin Feng. Liya's long legs were already raised. She was about to kick Yuan Kai away, but she was suddenly grabbed by Qin Feng. Xiaoya, don't move. I'll clean up this trash. Qin Feng hugged Liya and kissed her forehead. This scene made the hearts of the rich young masters itch. Liya's cold aura suddenly disappeared, and she immediately became an obedient little rabbit nestling in Qin Feng's arms. Yuan Kai and the others did not know how powerful Qin Feng was. Seeing that Qin Feng wanted to act ruthlessly, Yuan Kai immediately shouted at his lackeys behind him. What the fuck are you still standing there for? Hurry up and chase this idiot out. This is a high-class party. How can this kind of trash enter? Yuan Kai's lackeys received the order and immediately rushed towards Qin Feng. Lucy saw this scene, but did not stop them. Lee had already been pulled behind Qin Feng, and she was somewhat angry at Lucy in her heart. However, Qin Feng maintained an indifferent expression from beginning to end. In Qin Feng's eyes, this group of so-called rich young masters were just a group of children who had yet to grow up. Bang! A muffled sound suddenly rang out, scaring the people who were secretly laughing to the point that their expressions changed drastically. Everyone thought that Qin Feng was going to make a fool of himself today. He would be beaten up by Yuan Kai's lackeys and then thrown out like a dead dog. In the end, just as all their fantasies began, the situation had already changed. Unknowingly, Yuan Kai's lackey had already been sent flying. He drew a beautiful arc in the air and directly fell into the open-air swimming pool, scaring the beauties who were playing inside into the pool to the point of crying out in alarm. What the fuck is going on? Who sent Lil Li flying? Yuan Kai had an expression of disbelief. He didn't see anything. Zhao Kuan was also dumbfounded. The surrounding rich young masters and bikini beauties didn't understand what was going on. Even Lucy's sexy little mouth was wide open. Qin Feng really liked that shocked expression. Young Master Yuan, that lackey of yours isn't dutiful enough. Why did he jump into the pool at such a crucial time? What the fuck is this? Zhao Kuan suddenly came to his senses. Even if he was beaten to death, he wouldn't believe that Lil Li was sent flying by Qin Feng. How could a person be sent flying? After hearing Zhao Kuan's words, Yuan Kai also believed it. He was immediately filled with rage. This bastard! Wait until your elder finishes dealing with the matters here. I'll show him. At this time, Lil Li was at the bottom of the pool, unconscious. He was about to suffocate to death. If he heard Yuan Kai's words, he would definitely be so angry that he would wake up. The one with the surname Qin, your elder will give you a chance. Get out of here right now, and I'll spare you this time. Listen carefully, get out. Yuan Kai still didn't understand the situation and was still arrogantly threatening Qin Feng. A shadow of a hand appeared, and Qin Feng sent a flurry of slaps flying. His hand was so fast that it created the wind. In the eyes of the crowd, it was like a mirage. Slap, 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 slap. The sound of slaps rang like firecrackers. Yuan Kai had long since lost his sense of direction. Zhao Kuan and the group of bikini beauties were already stunned. Lucy covered her little mouth. She always thought Qin Feng was a coward. In the end, Qin Feng was simply too handsome when he exploded. Slap, slap, slap. The sound of slaps rang for a whole half a minute. Who knew how many slaps Qin Feng had given Yuan Kai? At this time, Yuan Kai's head was completely swollen. His face was bruised and swollen, and it was impossible to tell his previous appearance. You're Yuan Kai, right? Pick up the money on the ground and swallow it, and I'll spare your life. After slapping Yuan Kai several hundred times, Qin Feng stood indifferently in the same place, as if nothing had happened. However, his voice was like a muffled thunder that struck everyone's heart. From this moment on, everyone realized how terrifying Qin Feng was. Woo-woo. You fucking dare to slap your elder. Yuan Tao had lost quite a few teeth from his slaps. Now, he was speaking incoherently. He stammered for a long time, but no one could hear what he was saying. Qin Feng lost his patience and gave Yuan Tao another 10 slaps. Slap, slap, slap. After this round of slaps, Yuan Kai completely lost his temper. He finally realized that this brat Qin Feng was indeed a bodyguard. His skills were quite good. Yuan Kai's head was almost slapped off by Qin Feng. I'll say it one last time. Pick up the money on the ground and swallow it. Qin Feng's voice was like thunder. His body emitted a surging, murderous aura. This aura completely suppressed everyone. At this moment, no one dared to mock or look down on Qin Feng anymore. They only felt that this person was like a terrifying demon king. Plop! Yuan Kai's legs went soft, and he immediately knelt on the ground. He was completely afraid of being beaten by Qin Feng. He picked up the banknotes on the ground and stuffed them into his mouth. This money was filled with the stench of money. Just as he stuffed it into his mouth, Yuan Kai vomited in disgust. Everyone hurriedly retreated a few steps. Those bikini beauties pinched their noses and looked at Yuan Kai with disgust. Darling, that's enough. It's not good for me to slap big sister Lucy's face. We still have to ask him for help in the future. She felt that the matter should not be blown up. After all, they were here to carry out a mission, and it would not be good to offend too many people. Qin Feng could not be bothered with trash like Yuan Kai and Zhao Kuan. He pulled Leah into his embrace, looked at Zhao Kuan and said, "Take that idiot and scram." Zhao Kuan's entire body trembled. He felt as if he was dreaming. He could be considered a somewhat famous rich young master in South Africa. Even if he was beaten to death, he would never have thought that there would be a day when he would be chased away by a bodyguard. However, Qin Feng's body was surging with a dignified aura, and an ordinary person like Zhao Kuan simply could not withstand it. He was so scared that he immediately supported Yuan Kai and ran out, as if he was running for his life. You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.